This is why people
Right,
don't like
individualism.
you. You just call me rugged.
The only thing that truly annoyed me that you said, I think things that are
So
just
smug.
follow me, follow me.
So smug. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. My goal isn't to get more people invested in, financial literacy. That's not my goal. My goal is to tear the system down.
Wow.
So
You kind of talk down
What
like
does
you
that
literally
even
talk
mean?
like you levitate. And that pisses people off.
that is an amazing compliment.
That's a compliment?
I'm like, this
What?
nigga don't know me at all. You said
When
something
did I
like
say that? I never said that. That's
You-
soy.
Test.
Oh, is he in here? Oh, wow. VFD, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. I am quite tickled to have come in while you're talking to a race realist.
Dude, he's really not making me look good. Like, the Coon allegations are not helping. I promise he's only the second racist person I've talked to. I promise you.
As the kids would say, I'm calling cap on that. I think you are quite inviting.
Look, man, you can read the title of this stream. Debate me on anything. The first one, black guy, was showing me a sculpture. Second one, neutral. Then we got the race realism guy. It's a crapshoot. I don't know who's gonna call. I don't know these people.
I mean, this is why I maintain that debate is more about entertainment than education, which is fine.
Yeah.
I want to be clear to folks in the audience who take that very personal, that I'm insulting their big brain entertainment genre, that you can learn from a debate, but at its core, this is an entertainment genre. And for people like me that don't find entertaining, it's not a thing I do.
I'll say this. When I say debate in my streams, I assume that these people know I'm using it, very lightly. I'm not Destiny. We're not using any tactics. We're just having conversations. But, yeah, the race realism shit was not a good look. But, sometimes you just got to take your L on the chin. But I just want to say, I don't know if you saw anything. I appreciate you commenting. I appreciate you watching the video. You did not call me a coon. You didn't say anything. You were very respectful, so I think that, it takes a lot of balls, so I appreciate you for that.
It's really not that hard to not call people the C slur, as I've been told to refer to it as.
Oh, come on, dude. Don't say. You can say it. This is my content. You can say whatever you want here, clearly.
You gonna give me a C word pass?
I'll give you that. It's the least I can do for you.
And that's the irony of really that whole discourse is nobody can find a single image or like video or anything of me calling pretty much anyone a coon outside of ABBA. Like all of the commentary and the hand wringing about Shark 300 and whomever else. You can't find a single place where I called that man a coon. I actually defended him from the coon allegations during the middle of that particular drama.
I've had some people talk about that. I honestly don't know much about it. I know who the guy is, but I don't know shit about that. I'm gonna be real.
It's nothing really to it's drudge up overall. I've done a good job in the past about a year. I think I released a video March of last year, a drama video, and that was the last bit of real drama I've been in any way associated with.
Well, let's search some up right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, let's go, sir. let's get it in. You're drunk.
A little bit.
This is gonna be like
a little bit, just a little bit. I feel good, but I don't know.
No, I get it.
My mom's concerned. I'm kidding. But okay. Thoughts? I feel like this is my perception, right? I'm assuming you're like, all right, this kid, he's fucking doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's obviously ignorant, a little funny here and there. That's how I took your comments. So I'm assuming you think I got some shit wrong. So please, tell me. Let's have a conversation, man. Let's talk about it. What do you think I got wrong?
Well, I didn't watch any parts that didn't involve me. So I'm gonna assume.
Come on, man. Well, that's a lot of the video. To be fair, it was mostly Dr.
Umar Johnson. Yeah, I mean, and that's low hanging fruit,
Fair.
And there's nothing you were gonna tell me about Umar Johnson that I didn't already know.
I think we got some good jokes in there, though.
and I'm sure there was some great jokes.
Thank you. I
I
appreciate
am
that.
on a I'm very wary about Umar Johnson content.
The nigga crazy.
He is.
He's
I'm
crazy.
not disagreeing with that. He
Okay,
is a
thank you.
wild boy.
Did you?
I'm not.
I have a
Go
question.
ahead.
Did you see the part where he said black people should get 25% of all American exports, including like electricity? He said we should get 25% of all electricity. Did you hear that? Did you see that part of the video?
Did not see that part of the
Okay.
video,
All right. That's all
but
I'm
that
asking.
sounds very Umar Johnson like.
Okay. Just
Um,
just asking.
and I'm wary of it because he's such a meme and he has memeified a a political ideology that I think is very important and valuable. So
Fair.
you know, I don't. I try to. So one thing that people, well, one thing that people who don't like me don't ever want to acknowledge when I have conflicts with other creators, especially smaller creators,
Mm-hmm.
is that I try to be very wary of how this whole clout
Like affects us.
me
A
yeah
small
how it
folk.
affects
You don't want to
us.
kidology me.
Not yeah, I don't want to kill. Yeah, I definitely don't want to. I didn't want to kidology. I didn't really kidology to be very
Oh, let's
clear.
talk about that. I don't.
I see.
You don't
There you go.
have. You don't have to if you don't
I'll
want
just.
to. But you know.
I'll say the thing I've said pretty regularly.
Okay.
Um, I wish that we never made that video and that I never released it, which is why it's still unlisted.
Okay. That's
However, I
fair.
stand by pretty much everything said in the video.
Why don't you?
I
Why don't you say that more? Why don't you like? Well, like fuck. Why aren't you like? If it affected you, I don't fuck with your shit. So like, maybe it needed
well,
to. How come you don't
I
take
did
that stance? I feel like you were a little like,
well.
well, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, I was very much. This is because I felt so bad, and I'm still trying to be very nice.
Mm.
I had it in my head in the moment where we talked that that would not be our last conversation,
Was
and
it?
that there would be opportunity. Oh yes, most definitely was.
Okay.
Um,
Damn.
she got really mad because I sent her an email without like saying hi.
I don't know
And
about
she
that,
saw.
man. I'm gonna take her side. I want to hear her side. Are you sure? Because you're known to be a little pretentious. I don't know if you're aware of this. A little smug.
I'll take smug. I don't know if pretentious is fair. I'll take smug. I mean, it's hard not to be smug when, like,
When what?
you're
Finish that sentence. When what?
when the bulk of your critics are like, think
Beneath
about
you. Beneath you.
think about think about. No, I'm gonna give you one better. Think
Okay.
about like Batman's villains,
Oh
right?
no, not Batman. What?
Just think about like he has the Joker, Two Face, Catwoman,
Uh
Clayface,
huh.
the Riddler. His
Mr.
villains are
Freeze.
amazing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Y'all are like Flash villains.
Oh come on, man.
Y'all are like I
Wow.
can't think of y'all are like the villains from like a vault like a early era comic
Wow, dude.
run
This
of
man
like
just
a
called me
C
Reverse
tier.
Flash.
Shazam. No. Well, Reverse Flash is really good. That's why they keep using him. Like Shazam
I'm
villains.
not even Reverse
Like
Flash.
no. You might be. You might be. You might be. The only
Oh,
reason I'm talking to
okay.
you
Thank you. Thank you.
is
Thank
because
you.
out of all of the, because at this point, um, you get, once you get big enough and do politics,
Hmm.
you get enough people making videos about you. You become a content farm in and of yourself.
Of course, I feel
And
like not
so,
many that many people have really come after you though. Do you feel that or no?
not too many recently, but I've also recently been kind of drama averse. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so like it hasn't been a lot of reason to come after me, but no, like all the anti-manosphere stuff I've done,
Sure. Sure. Sure.
my anti-debate bro era, I've had a handful of and it's always smaller people, because there's not
Ouch.
really any big, no shade, no shade.
I'm just fucking around. I'm fucking around.
Kidology's video, I forgot about that. Because there's not really too many larger video essayists who are right wing, because at their core, right wing people aren't very curious or like entertaining in
Fair.
that way.
Fair. Fair. Fair.
Um, so like you're not gonna you can watch a right wing reaction stream as they like yell about you know pronouns or some shit.
Yeah,
But
why
it's not
women
gonna
are
be like,
demons and all that weird shit. Yeah,
yeah, but like they're not gonna like take you through an interesting journey through a topic that people are gonna watch. It's
yeah,
just
no,
not a thing.
probably not.
Um, and so of all the ones I've watched,
Hmm.
as I watch them all. Somebody mentioned that in the comment section. I always know. I'm
Right.
always paying attention, and I think that's actually like valuable for me, because I've noticed that you're a big Hassan fan.
Oh yeah, love
um,
them.
and Hassan, me and him had a conversation,
Uh huh.
and one of the things I think he struggles with is he's gotten so big that he gets a million videos like yours like every month.
Yeah.
And so it's impossible for him to watch his. And after a while, you kind of get numb to criticism.
That's the
And
thing. I feel like you can't lose that though. Obviously, look, I'm not in your guys' position. I'm not even at 30K yet, right? So I get it. But I feel like you have to be humble enough to at least see if there's any validity in this shit that you're saying. You can't just once you like brush it all off as like, oh, they're all hating, and you don't see any truth, then I feel like you're kind of fucked. What do you think?
well, I mean, yeah, that's so what you're saying is accurate, right? I believe that as well. The
Right?
problem is nobody tells you that as it's happening.
That's why you need real friends.
Does that make sense? And even but having real friends also means like their first priority is your care. And so literally, if I get 10,000 comments on a video,
Mm-hmm.
9,000 of them are going to be the people telling me I changed their life. This is the greatest thing ever, whatever. And
Sure.
I don't give a lot of attention to those either.
Yeah, of course.
Not 995 video comments are going to be like uncharitable, negative comments from people that weren't really paying attention, people that don't like me for obvious reasons, people
Sure.
that are just politically misaligned, and like their criticism isn't really to be taken seriously.
Fair. Yeah.
And then like five people will have a legit critique. And so you're talking about finding those five voices out of 10,000, and you rarely get to see them. So you kind of get used to not seeing them,
I
and
think
you build up a muscle, and that muscle's like necessary for your survival. Like you'll if you get bigger, you'll understand
Yeah,
that.
I think that's fair with like comments, but when you have like 10 motherfuckers making like full on videos about why you're a fucking asshole every single day, and then you see like people like the subs losing, and like your comments have to like people have to be telling you why. Like people will tell me like I used to watch this on, but then he did this and this, and then I wasn't really feeling him. Like he
I
has
mean,
to
but
be
yeah, but
receiving that info, no?
but sometimes you let those people go. Sometimes you don't fuck with those people anymore. They left for probably a good reason. So like Hassan lost a lot of subs when the Palestine genocide started,
Right.
and it makes sense that that might be a bridge too far for some people. But if Hassan is principled as he is, he's not gonna be happy to lose people. I'm sure in his best case scenario, he would have kept those folks. But he's also gonna recognize that that's a consequence of, his principles. I was reading through your comments, and in between like the weird racist stuff,
Come on, man.
there
Don't do that.
were people
Don't put
that
that
were
on
like,
me, dude.
they're in your comment section.
What? There wasn't. What? How much racist shit is in my comments? What?
No,
What?
and
What
so
racist comments did you see?
I took a
Besides the
couple
white
screen grabs.
supremacist dude who was just here, but other than that,
I took a couple of screen grabs. Let me see what I can find.
please
No,
let
no.
me
Let me,
know.
let me let me see. Let me see what I can find. But
Let
no,
me
like I did
know.
see somebody say something like, I used to like FD, but then he
I don't
started
have
talking
those.
about racism, and it's like
I need
fuck those
quotes.
people.
I need quotes. I don't think you're being charitable. I don't think you're being
Well,
charitable.
let me see if I can. Let me see if I can. Let me see if
I
I can
need
go
the
find.
exact quote. Because
Let me
we
see
did
if I
see
can go
those
find
people,
some.
you know.
Well, no, in terms of like people being racist, that was a joke. I'm talking about like the specific comments about. Let me see if I can find. I did. I feel like I took one.
You can't find any. I'm fucking bulletproof.
As a fellow black man, victim mentality is one word. Entitlement, resentment toward other races, and our kind for bettering themselves is our greatest weakness outside of gangs.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
You
look.
that?
I did. I remember that. And look, I get what he's saying. I don't. Is it our greatest? No, but I feel like I get where he's coming from. I think the victim mentality is a little bit of a problem. Is it
Mhm.
number one on the list? Probably not. But like I can empathize with that feeling. Can't you?
So here's a
Right.
important misconception.
Okay,
I
please.
I empathize with why he feels like that,
Hmm. Okay, but you
but
feel as
I
though he's
am
misguided.
but he's incredibly misguided.
Okay, this is
And
the
I'm,
why.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, no,
Why is he
explain why. I feel like that's where people get pissed off because you'll be like, "You're misguided," and they'll be like, "Why?" And then you'll be like, "Read this book," and it's like, "Well, fuck you, man. I'm not gonna read the book. Tell me why." So why is that guy wrong? I'm all
All right,
ears.
so actually, the biggest thing the only thing that truly annoyed me that you said, like things that are
So
just follow
smug,
me, just follow me.
so smug. Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So follow me for a second,
I
because
am.
like everything else was, okay, this is a disagreement, this is misinterpretation, this is bad analysis, but this was like truly like you have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay,
Um,
tell me, please.
when you brought up the quote with Dr. Ball.
Okay,
And you brought up the quote where Dr. Ball is quoting his own book
okay,
about the myth of black buying power. He's like
right,
speaking
right.
from a literal academic text that he wrote.
Okay.
Um, and your response to that is why not do both, essentially? Does that sound about right? And so I have a video. I want to make sure
Kinda.
I'm characterizing your argument well. Like you, so I made the video, the issues of black conservatives, yada
Right.
yada, and there's a full section where I explain why financial literacy and black capitalism are fool's gold essentially, and
Okay.
that and I want to be clear, you kind of didn't characterize this the way I did in the video.
Okay.
I'm not saying that getting money and being good at money is inherently bad or evil.
Right.
I'm saying that it does not solve or address black issues. It does not fix racism, right?
Right.
And so you like after playing that clip,
Okay.
you talk about financial literacy,
Right. I
and
also
you
did say if you're talking about all of us as a race, then okay, I did address that, but go ahead, go ahead.
well, but see, what you didn't address though, the thing you did, coming back to the original comment
Okay.
that this comment I read to you, what
Mm-hmm.
you're really doing here and what these comments are actually doing,
Mm-hmm.
they don't actually want me to talk about financial literacy in a positive way. They just don't want me to talk about racism. They
I
don't
disagree.
when people say victim mentality,
Uh-huh.
it's not that it's not that they want me to do inspirational speaking or some shit. It's that they don't want me to point out the issues of racism. They don't want me to point out how racism affects pretty much everything we
I
do. That
disagree.
makes them uncomfortable.
I
Go ahead.
disagree.
I would like to hear that.
I think a lot of people get fucking pissed. Like, look, I have this isn't gonna help with the Coon allegations, but I have grandparents who are like hardcore Republican, right? Like fucking
No,
love everything you hate. Sky News.
I
Sky,
cannot
they
imagine.
marched with King
How
and
did
they
you,
watched
how
Sky
did you
News
get Kamal?
every day.
How did
Well,
you get Kamal as
this
your
is
name?
my mom. This is they're totally separate families.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
yeah, grandparents on dad's side, they watch Sky News, March with King. But their whole thing is, and I talk to them, right? Like I disagree with them politically, obviously, but their whole thing is they feel as though like the Democratic side views black people as like weak, and I think that like pisses them off because their whole perspective is, look, motherfucker, I went through the real racism. I don't want to hear you bitching about it. Like, let's get to work. So I think a lot of people kind of feel that. So I think if you focus a little bit more on like, okay, like let's hire, like look, I made it. I'm fucking doing the YouTube thing. This is how I did it. There's still issues that we can work with. I feel like that's an easier thing to get behind. You know what I mean? Or what do you think about that?
So yeah, it is. That's why like people that do content like that have way more subscribers and views than I do.
I
But
disagree.
how often have you watched Boyce Watkins?
Not
Or
often.
you know right exactly. But how many subscribers does Boyce Watkins have?
I don't know.
Who's a bigger name in the black community in all of black culture in general? Who's a bigger figure, me or Boyce Watkins?
Definitely him, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
So like why? Where's your Boyce Watkins video? You see what I'm saying?
Well, he doesn't piss me
Like
off the way you do. He's not as smug.
and why is that? He's definitely a smug.
I
He's
don't know.
definitely a
Maybe I just
smart
don't know much
Kamal.
about him. Maybe. Hey, man, there might be a part two. Let me see. I just don't know much about him. I've been on this leftist.
You're doing kind of an anti-woke crusade. I looked at your video.
Yeah,
It's a little,
yeah, a little
it's
bit.
giving anti-SJW 2017.
A little
You
bit,
know,
but you motherfuckers piss me off. I'm
but
sorry.
why? Why do you
Actually,
piss
you
you
have
off?
more subs and way more. Dude, you're fucking killing this guy. What the fuck are you
Oh
talking
no,
about?
no, I'm killing him on YouTube. YouTube is not built for black political discourse. Go to
Why
Instagram
not?
because the algorithm because YouTube doesn't have a population of black political and inter. I'm about to fuck up the word interlocutors, like people,
What these
black
big
people who
ass
are
words you be
politically
using, bro?
inclined. Sorry, black
Interlopers? Like,
people
you could have used a smaller
who
word there.
into they don't have a big black political audience. People that are black people that are really interested in politics and political discourse don't get that from YouTube. They go to Instagram, they go to Facebook, even fucking what is it, Clubhouse,
Really?
right?
Clubhouse?
Yeah.
How many people are on Clubhouse for real, bro? You gotta be
However
killing
many.
this man on, bro. On YouTube, he's at 1 point. I'm killing this man.
Oh, oh no! Don't get me wrong. Boyce Watkins is again small. Go to his Instagram. Let's go, Boyce Watkins Instagram.
There's no way you're not killing this man. Everything combined, you have to be killing him. There's no way.
No, I don't have anything. That's Boyce Watkins Finance. Where's his actual Boyce
I don't know how we got
Watkins?
on this boy walking kick, but
Well, because I'm making the point that Boyce Watkins is he's a much bigger, more established voice,
oh,
and all
dude,
he does is
fuck
financial
no.
literacy.
That
All he does
7
is financial literacy.
likes? Nah. You're fucking this man up. I honestly
I,
think the echo
what is this
chamber
man's-
route is the way easier route. You're fucking killing this man. 16 likes, 14. Nah, you're fucking him up.
Where is his actual?
I'm assuming
Twitter,
this is him. He's got 109,000 followers.
No, because he's so big. So on Twitter he has 189,000 followers. I have like maybe 80. But I'm trying to find. So he's boywatkins.com.
So far, Kamal's winning. Just
He
let
must
the
have
record show.
He must have gotten kicked off of Instagram because when you go to his website
What do you mean?
and you
I'm
click on
looking at
his,
his Instagram right now.
that's not his real Instagram. That's not his real
What do you
Instagram.
mean? It has
Doesn't have-
100,000 followers on it.
I'm pretty sure that's not it because it doesn't even have if that's what I just looked at, it doesn't have a blue check mark. And when you go to his website, his real website,
Yeah, there is
which
a blue
does have a
check
blue
mark here. But then it just goes back to his website. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this is.
yeah, I don't know what's going on.
From
with
what the
website.
people can see, you're killing them.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Well, you got to
and
show
if you-
me something in numbers. Show me some
I-
statistics. Because on
I gave
YouTube,
you-
fucking them up. Instagram, you're fucking
I
them up.
gave you, well, YouTube is built for me. It's not built for Boyce Watkins.
I don't know, man.
And I kind of explain that. Go to Earn Your Leisure. That's another.
Yeah, but that's like business. They're fucking you up. That's fair.
They're definitely fucking.
But they're not
Oh,
really
but you-
political. They're just like business people, right?
But they're what you just described. They're financial literacy. They're inspirational, pick yourself up by the bootstraps type energy. Don't be a victim. Get you an LLC. Like the things that you complain that I don't do.
Yeah.
Right. They do.
Yeah, but they just do. I'm saying you could do both.
Why do I need to do both? There's already people doing that thing that they're doing. There's nobody doing the thing that I'm doing.
Well, I'm saying if you believe in both, then why not promote both? That's my point. I don't know why,
'Cause-
I'm just saying I think from like that guy who got annoyed with the black victim shit, like he'll see you not talk about like, okay, here are the issues, but here's what we can do, and he's like, well, he's just fucking saying I have all these issues and I feel like trapped. I can't do anything about it. And like what am I supposed to do with this? You know what I mean?
So my video in particular, was that the black? That was fuck the police that I put a lot of political organizations in the chat, in the description. So my goal isn't to get more people invested in financial literacy. That's not my goal. My goal is to tear the system down. So and that is the problem. When you have like centrist minded people, right? And that's the
Like
thing.
this
If
guy
I have
here.
if I have one real critique with centrists, is that you all aren't very honest about what your problem is.
Okay.
Your problem isn't that your problem isn't specifically that I'm not doing the thing you want, which is, I guess, more financial literacy or whatever. It's that I'm daring
So fucking smug. Go ahead. It's not what?
It's that I'm daring to talk about issues that point a finger at the system.
I
Because the thing
disagree.
about
I don't think the people in this chat give a fuck about the system. Like something,
surely
sure,
you
but
do.
like I'm not
Surely you
some
do.
like, oh, I love like I think capitalism, if you do it correctly, is fair. But I'm not
Mhm.
some dude like championing fucking Adam Smith. Like I don't give a fuck. I disagree. I really think the people that don't fuck with you, it's like the same thing with the Hassan shit. I think it's mostly like the smugness. You kind of talk down,
What
like
does
you
that
literally
even
talk
mean?
like you levitate. And that
But
shit pisses
that's
people off.
that is an amazing compliment.
That's a compliment? That's a problem.
Yo, I'm gonna find a way to put that in there somewhere.
I've said that in other videos. You just didn't see those ones about you.
Oh shit!
I'll send it
oh
to you.
shit!
I said
That
you
is
speak like
awesome.
you were literally levitating. When I watch an FD video, I feel like you just got done creating 3 planets, and then you're coming back to Earth to like give us some knowledge you feel like giving it. And it's like, man, fuck this guy. That's how we feel
what?
watching your videos sometimes. I think
I mean, like
people
that
like
sounds
me.
Like a y'all. That sounds like a y'all problem.
Bro, no,
know
it's a
what I'm
you problem, dude. It's a you problem. Cause that's
Like-
how you're coming across.
But here's the thing though, like what is triggering that energy within you?
The
What about
smugness, it's your tone.
what like give me, but you have to be like more like elaborate for me. You know
Bro,
what I'm
I
saying?
could pull up a
Because-
fucking video right now and I will tell you this shit pissed 30% of people off. You want me to do that? I will do that.
Yes, I
Oh.
can't see it in the.
Oh yeah, I'll
hold
share
up.
the screen.
I'll
I'll share the
probably-
screen. What video? I'll go to any FD video, bro. I guarantee you it won't take long. I guarantee you it won't take long for this motherfucker. Oh, here we go. Like he just created a fucking planet. Let's see. Should we go to the newest video? What video should? Let's ask the chat. What video should we pull up? They're probably not going to say.
That's we're not bullying. I've been in much more hostile chats. I've
See,
been.
I honestly feel like this is a very good conversation.
I'm enjoying myself.
Right? There we go. All right, let's do the. I think I've
That's
seen.
another thing. You clearly
Oh, here we
don't
go.
watch me like that,
Dude,
'cause
not
you
everything. The
said
videos
something.
are so long.
Yeah,
Like,
but
bro,
if you
left is
gonna
infighting 2 hours and 24 minutes. Come on.
listen, if you're gonna critique me as so then you pick 1 or 2 videos to critique.
I
You
picked
don't
like I
critique-
picked 4. I watched 4, and I wanted to fucking kill myself. But I sat through 4.
Because you literally said, I could not believe this came out your mouth. You
What?
said, why not help build a space for black people like you on YouTube? I'm like, this
What?
nigga don't know me at all. You said
When did
something
I
like
say that? I never said that. That's soy.
You said, yes, no, you said.
No.
you
Oh,
go, now-
I said. This is what I said. I said, why don't you like help bring people up?
Oh my God, you know how talking out your ass that is.
What? No, this is what I mean. Look, you clearly have a formula that works. Why can't you just like teach people that shit? But I did see
So-
you had a video
so-
that talked about like how to make
So-
it on YouTube or some shit. So
Can somebody in the chat tell him who he's talking to when it comes to that particular talking point?
talking to you.
Because like I have literally helped create an entire space on YouTube for black leftist content creators. There was T1J when I started. I'm about to help you. You said you like to.
This
There was,
motherfucker.
there was T1J when I started, right? He was the only black BreadTube guy.
Okay.
And when I started to come up, I immediately at 100K started to purposefully help retrofit the space to try to get more black people. Like we literally have our own Discord. We are all in community with each other. So you're talking about we're talking about foreign men in the foreign land. You're talking about Andrewism. You're talking about Turd. You're talking about Lil Bill. You're talking about
You put them on.
Lucretia McEvil. Yes. Go
Okay,
look at
that's my
community
bad.
tab.
That's my bad. But this is my thing, bro. When you're saying, "Oh, I have to quit YouTube because I'm black," I'm like, bro, that's such a weak mindset to have. Like, what the fuck? It's not that
So,
serious.
To you, and but you were just talking to a race realist. So
And it wasn't that bad.
we have different principles. You know,
I
what I'm saying?
had my white friend come on and he debated him while my mother's calling me and telling me I'm a drunk. I don't give a fuck what this guy has to say. It's not that serious. But if we can come to an understanding, I think the world is a better place. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I disagree with that overall. But I want to get back to that point though, because that was one point that I can understand how if you are kind of a rugged individual
A
minded type
rugged
person.
individual. This motherfucker did not just call me rugged. Okay, go ahead.
Isn't that like the phrase?
No, this is why people
Rugged
don't like you.
individualism?
You just call me
No,
rugged.
no, rugged individualism. That's a thing.
What the fuck
That
does that
I
even
would
mean?
I'm about to find it. Rugged individualism is the practice or advocacy of individualism in
Jesus
social and
Christ.
economic relations, emphasizing personal liberty, independent self-reliance, resourcefulness. Nigga, that's you.
I don't even know what the
This is,
fuck you just said. I don't know why you
I'm,
don't talk normal. Just talk normal,
I,
man. I know you know smaller words. Rugged individualism. Who knows what that
He gone.
is? Nobody knows what the
Jamal, he
fuck that
left.
word means. What happened?
He left when you were screaming at him.
He left. Come on, man. I just started sharing the screen. FD. Come on, man.
Oh
Oh,
no,
he's
no,
back.
he's
Oh, no, wait.
he,
No, he's
well, he's
not.
back. He's back.
Oh, there
Yeah,
he
he
is.
wants
All right.
to join the
sorry,
chat.
I was trying to type in the chat or something, but there's the
Don't
chat.
leave the chat. Don't look in the chat. They don't like you. They don't fuck with you.
Oh, I know. I'm just posting. I'm posting the rugged individualism
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. I don't think YouTube
definition.
is lame as shit. Other people can't post shit in there. Only I can. It's very annoying.
And I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna let you play this smug part, and then I'm gonna just double down. So I want you to go ahead.
Please. And again, this is I think I did watch some of this, but let's just see how long it takes for me to get to a point where you say something that pisses me off, all right? I'm a man of the people. We're going to speak. Also, first off, the content warning, soy. All right, just letting you know.
Yes,
All
yes,
all
sure.
content warnings are cringe, but let's keep going. Unless it's for like, if it's for like, rape, then I understand. Anything else, like content warning for racism,
I'm
who's
not.
this
I'm
for?
not.
Who's this
I'm not
for?
debating. I mean, so I don't even do content warnings anymore.
Okay, all
But
right.
early on,
So you apologize for that. That's fair.
my audience signaled to me that they desire content warnings.
That's because your
But
audience is
as
soy, but that's fine. All right, let's continue.
so which one is this?
This is the how black. Oh, bro, this shit pissed me off.
You didn't like my black athletes video?
No, because there's one
That was
point.
like.
Bruh,
Go ahead, go ahead.
There was one point in this video where you were talking about these athletes that fuck these white women because they view them as fucking pieces of meat, which I get. But you made the fucking athletes the victim? Like, they're like, oh, they're the victim in the situation. I'm like, what the fuck? No, they're not. No, they're not. They're grown ass men. They know what the fucking deal is.
I don't know if I want to debate this one with you.
All right, fair enough. Let's just get to the part where you pissed me off. I talked about the trigger warnings already 4 seconds in, but let's get to something you actually said.
Where's the smug? I feel like I wasn't even smug in this one.
I just clicked on a random one. Maybe not, but knowing you, I wouldn't put it past you. Let's see. But you acknowledge the smug.
Well, so I mean, like what you call smug,
Uh-huh.
I call. There's a great quote
Oh no. Already off to a rough
from
start. Go ahead.
from John Enric Clark.
Oh god, the fucking all others I teach shit. Don't say that shit.
Yes,
I will cut this shit
yes.
off.
Oh, you
That's-
remember?
Yes, motherfucker, I use that shit to call you smug. That is that's how people in anime talk. Come on, man.
Anime is awesome. I saw you went to MomoCon. Probably the same year
I
I
did.
went.
Honestly,
There
I
you go.
think I saw you there. I was like, I think that guy's FD signifier, but probably not.
I need to carry a gun. People be seeing me, and that shit makes me nervous.
Hey, look, man, I'm harmless, but I think, I'm pretty sure I saw you there.
But the thing is, so I'm trying. Let me turn the smug down a little.
Please. No, I like it.
I feel like what you're describing is, inconsequential. It's definitely inconsequential from my perspective. And you're telling me that I'm smug, but you're not telling me that I'm wrong, right? And you're telling me you don't like how I'm saying the thing, but you're not telling me that the thing is bad. And
Well, I gave my disagreements, but sure.
I don't like. I'm waiting to hear for the thing that's bad. Like, I'm a performer, especially in my content. That's art. That's performance art. I sit and write for days at a time. to make videos that are compelling and engaging, etc.
Sure, sure.
So if it comes off smug, you know, it's only going to come off smug to people who don't like what I'm saying.
No,
So like,
man, I disagree.
well, so tell me about it. Tell me about it.
All right, well let's get to a point where you say some smug shit. I clicked on this video randomly, so let's see how long it takes.
Like comparing athletes to slaves, and I get the obvious.
Can you see it? Can you hear it?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
reasons why that comparison
I
isn't
missed
a
that when
one-to-one
my beard was
example.
this thick.
But what they often miss in fighting against that comparison is that the psychological framework of what makes sports appealing, especially for a lot of white fans of these types of sports, is definitely rooted in a racist, anti-black, and plantation mentality.
Okay. Not smug, but like, what the fuck is that though?
Like,
All sports? What about like before black people? Or, like black people in America at least. What about that?
Well, I'm talking about black people in sports. Black sports. Black participation in most major sports is based in a plantation mentality.
All of it?
I don't know. But pretty much, yeah. Because
Why?
do you know what I mean when I say plantation mentality? Do you watch like football?
Not really. I don't like football, but explain it.
So let's take, I did another football video a little while ago about a running back named Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley came into the league at 21, 22.
Okay.
He played for 4 years. And the way the league tends to be set up is after 4 years, you get a new contract, right? Especially if you're good.
Right.
Well, football and all sports are set up to extract as much value out of the player, especially in football,
Right.
as possible, while not not paying them as little as possible.
Sure.
And so for running backs in particular, this is extra harsh because they play the most physical position on the field. So Saquon Barkley, who's been a top 5, top 10 running back for the last now 6-7 years, has been paid like a bottom 20 running back for the last 3 or 4 years. And that's only because he has no actual power in the sport that he participates in.
Why doesn't
So
he
when
have
I say-
leverage if he's so good?
Because it's designed on a plantation mentality.
How so?
Why weren't slaves paid?
But that's not a fair analogy though. Like if I know basketball, right? So if I'm Kevin Durant and I'm good as
Basketball's
fuck,
different.
Okay, how
Basketball's
so?
different. Basketball, the players have way more power.
Okay, but that's
so-
the blackest sport we got.
No, it's actually the least black of the major black sports. Football, if I'm not
What?
mistaken, is more black than basketball. I
No
mean, bro,
fucking way.
Let's Google that. I'm pretty sure. Like, you gotta think about how many
NBA
Europeans
black
are
as fuck.
NBA,
Not that many.
NBA race.
Not that many.
statistics.
There's no way that's well. I mean, I don't think so. There's got to be more white people
Maybe
playing
I'm
football.
wrong. Maybe
than
I'm
basketball.
wrong. Maybe I had that backwards. Maybe the NFL is more done.
I would assume.
Oh yes,
so.
I'm sorry. You're right. NFL is more done.
Fucking go, Kamal's right. There it is.
You got me. The NFL also though has still way more players, so it kind of ends up being a what and a what.
Okay.
Because you're talking about like 53 people on the NFL roster versus 12 on the NBA roster.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's like
literally,
15, but yeah. I get
Yeah,
There's
one-
more players on an NFL team for sure, but like
Um,
no,
but the NFL in particular is just perfect for the analogy because the point I'm getting to is that when a system is designed to exploit the worker to the maximum level of value, they don't have leverage.
they
and then when
do
you-
though. They do.
What is-
If you have
what is
talent
this
and you
leverage?
can go to a different team, then you have that leverage. Sure, I'm
But-
gonna try to take as much from you as I
They-
can without paying you while paying you the least, but the least is still fucking millions of dollars.
So we'll come back to that because that's always true that the lease is millions of dollars, but we're not talking about the actual quantity that they make. We're talking about the fairness of the situation because plantation mentality doesn't. Plantation situation doesn't like preclude that there's no money involved.
I feel like it
Saquon
does,
Barkley-
but all right.
Well, so let me tell you how they do it. So Saquon Barkley, his contract is officially for 4 years. After that 4th year, they have what's called a 5th-year option.
Okay.
The 5th-year option gives him a pretty good contract for 1 year. And then after that, they can franchise tag him, which they did. The franchise tag gives him a decent contract for 1 year. But by the end of that, he's 27.
Yeah, so his
career
value's
is
gonna
down.
drop.
his values completely. So this year, not just now, is the first year he's actually gotten to participate in the open market for his talent. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, question.
So like,
because I don't know football. So so after that 4th year, do they have to sign the thing for the 5th one, or can they re-sign for something totally new? Because I know in the NBA you
have
can.
literally, that's what makes it, and they literally have no option.
Okay, well, that's
you get
fucked
the
up.
5th year option or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And for running backs specifically, so other players it's not as bad. And there's go watch your next live, watch my other football video, and feel free to not like it.
Probably not, but okay, I hear you.
For running backs, and they work greatly as a metaphor there, because their position is so brutal. And I think in this video I talk about the NCAA. Now, the NCAA is a perfect example of this because they just started paying some college football players.
Yeah, and I think that's incredibly fucked up. Like, they don't even allow them to make money on the side. Like, that shit was insane, the rules. And I think most people would agree with that, or did agree with that.
But it's 2020. No, a bunch don't. A bunch of people would hate that.
Fuck those. I don't think most people are like, man, those college players who fucking bust their ass, they're getting an education. I don't think the average American believes that. I don't think so.
I can't call it on the average American for college sports getting paid. They may have changed it at this point. But we do definitely know that for like 50, 60 years, they've had that system set up.
Yeah, and it was fucked up.
So
but we're progressing, right? Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't point to the problem.
But the problem is gone.
Oh no, because now only it's NIL, and NIL only affects like the top, 5-10% of these players at the biggest schools. So it's just another form of capitalism, basically.
So you're saying only the top 5 or 10% get paid at all?
Only the top 5% are really getting paid their value. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think I'm a Bears fan. We just got Caleb Williams. I think the number one NIL person is like a white female gymnast, right? Okay. And she's maybe getting $2 million a year, something like that.
God damn.
And then you go down the line. So like, you're probably getting 1,000 kids total across the country that are getting several $100,000 to $1 million or so. But there's like 10,000 kids playing these sports, and for football and basketball in particular, which are the top earners in all of college sports.
Sure.
You're talking about 75 kids on a college football team. Maybe the top 10 will be millionaires on Alabama. Let's take Alabama. Mm-hmm. So maybe the top 10 players in Alabama will make $1 million each. Mm-hmm. Those other 65 players ain't getting shit. And they're still, they have no union.
Are we 100% certain they're not getting anything? Do we know that for sure?
They're getting like a stipend, and Google it. They're getting a stipend and probably like, living expenses and stuff, but they're not getting paid their worth for the amount of money that the NCAA makes.
Okay, look, I understand we have different views on who's being exploited and all that, but isn't the fact that there's progress a good sign, and we can look like, hey, okay, things were more fucked up like 3 years ago. Maybe in another 3 years they can get things going where the other, 10%, 15% can get paid their worth too, and we can keep moving forward. Isn't that a positive thing? Do we have to shut the whole system down?
If the shutting the whole system down is also progress, right?
No.
I want to respond for example of what I'm saying about the centrist investment in systems. I just looked at the chat. It just popped up. Alexander CB said, bro, that is how sports work in the whole world. Yes, I agree. That's bad.
But the top guy is
Martin
going
Luther
to
King on y'all.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to quote Martin Luther King in this motherfucker.
Oh, God.
I understand. Martin Luther King, you should watch how Martin Luther King wasn't a conservative.
Hey, maybe.
The Civil Rights Bill passed in like 1965. Mm-hmm. Did Martin Luther King stop?
No.
He kept
okay,
going.
But don't you think that's a little disingenuous to be like what's happening in 1965 and then college kids, the top 30% not making their, what we believe they're valued at, even though we don't really know, and they're also still getting a free school. And then, I don't think that's a fair comparison.
You talk about progress. We're talking about progress, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of progress for the oppressed and the underserved and the exploited, we don't stop. And I bring that up because in 1967 or 68, he did a interview because he dropped in popularity because once the Civil Rights Bill was passed, people, not saying you specifically, but let's say people like Alexander wanted him to stop. They said we made progress, so like let's be happy about that. And he looked at the progress, he analyzed what was really going on, and said, "Yo, this is some bullshit.
I
This
don't
like this is still not serving my people."
look.
And so let me just finish. Let me just
Okay,
finish.
okay,
In
go,
1968, he said, fuck, I believe MLK. Let me just get the quote right.
Take your
I
time.
don't want to. I don't want to lose my smug credibility.
Yeah, of course, we never would want that. I'll say my thing after you get your whole smug MLK quote out. Least I could do.
I fear I may have integrated my people into a burning house. Was his exact quote in 1968, and not long after that, he was killed because once it became clear to him that what he had done was not enough, and he was given crumbs and placation by the system that he'd stopped, he ratcheted it up a little bit more. He was actually getting ready to march on Washington again for reparations, and then he got murdered. Like that is so, the core of, I think, the difference between the average centrist, who I won't be as mean to here as I might be on my own content.
Sure. Be mean.
that-
Be mean. We could take it. I don't even think I'm a
Yeah.
centrist. I would say I'm pretty left leaning, but whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, tell me more about that.
Sure. Well, ask me my opinion on anything. I'll give you my answer.
What is your opinion on unions? Let's start easy stuff. Unions.
If it's done well, do it. I think companies can definitely fuck people over if they have the opportunity to, so don't give them the opportunity to.
Wealth redistribution.
What? Wealth redistribution?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you mean by that exactly? Like hiring people's taxes or like like
I mean,
welfare, or what do we
taking-
think?
I mean, seizing the means of production. I mean, taking people's shit. Meaning, literally, we're going to ratchet the fuck out of people's taxes and massively increase the welfare state.
Yeah, no. I think that's where you and me part ways. Because this is my thing. If I'm rich and you say, I'm going to take all your money, I'm not doing that. And I'm just going to leave and put my money elsewhere. I'm like, fuck you.
You're not.
Yes,
No,
I
you're
am.
Not. You're not. No, you're not.
Yes, I
Nobody's
am.
actually taking. People aren't taking their money out like that. They're hiding their
You
money.
think I'm going to fucking stay in America if you motherfuckers want to take, I'd say I have 100 million. You want to take 90 of my million? Get the fuck out of here. Bye. I'm moving
97.
anywhere else. You said 97? Oh,
97.
oh, fuck no.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
felt
I-
rich right there. Hell no. I'm gone. Bye. Bye.
I think I feel like it was during Reagan's era, it was like 65% tax rate for rich people, and now it's like 10 or some shit like that. And that should show you how far we've gone. Let me Google that so I have a
Yes,
very
yes. But give me
clear-
some statistics.
let's see, Reagan era.
He said you sound like a communist, FD. You're not a
I am a
communist.
fucking-
Are you
I'm a
socialist?
socialist.
Or are you a
I'm a
communist?
socialist, to be technical. I mean, like, I don't care. Like, I don't take much of that shit. I don't take the labels of it too seriously. Enough.
You're not
Sorry,
offended
racist.
if someone calls you a communist, though.
No, not at all. I'd rather you call me. I'm offended when people call me a liberal.
That's another thing I feel like you guys fuck up. I feel like the liberals should be your guys' friend. We're like the closest thing you guys have to normalcy. Where you're like, fuck you,
guys
I'm
are
not
like-
that. You're the same as these fucking hog Republican
yeah, there's-
racists. It's like, what the fuck,
So there's
man?
There's a problem there. I'll definitely. There is a there is a problem among the air quotes far left, where there's a lot of virtue signaling to prove that I'm more left than the
Right?
next guy.
That shit is annoying.
That's a problem. That is definitely an issue that has to be stepped down a little bit.
I agree.
However, the liberals are frenemies. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't feel like it feels more like enemies, but
Well,
to be
I
fair,
was
you
trying to
did
be
say
nice.
that. Yeah.
I was trying to be. I mean, like right now, like in liberal ran states and cities across the country, people are they're fucking throwing in California, at UCLA, they're throwing fireworks into protest encampments. on college campuses.
Yeah.
They're sicking the police on people. This is all under a liberal president, mostly liberal cities and liberal states. So, for the again, hard air quotes, real left,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I say that with a giant grain of salt because that's a very problematic concept, but it just works in the moment.
Sure.
For people who are further left than Bernie Sanders, who started Bernie Sanders and go further,
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
you recognize that the liberal establishment is very much invested in all the same problems of the Republican establishment. They're just a little less evil about it.
A
They're just
little
a little
less.
less. Well, a nice amount less evil, overtly. You know what I'm saying? They're less overtly evil. They don't want to like. So I always say Republicans want to shoot you in the head. The Democrats want to give you cancer.
Oh wow.
You know, is the analogy I tend to use.
Right. Yeah. See, it doesn't feel like we're frenemies. It just feels like you saying I'm giving you cancer. That's not. That feels like an enemy.
Well, but maybe you don't realize you're giving me cancer.
Ah. Right. Still an enemy though.
You know? So you're a problem, and maybe that's why I came on here, because you're black and because you're clearly not a chud. You're not. You're.
Yeah. I'm not
trying
crazy,
your best.
right?
No. I mean, I think the politics that I got from you in that video and from what I scoured today
Uh huh.
is you represent a large population of people.
I agree.
You represent a large population of people that have to be reached in some form or another.
Mm-hmm. Don't try to
The
brainwash us.
political project.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's definitely what I'm trying to do.
It's not
Just
working.
like Hassan said, I'm a propagandist. It is working. I have more subscribers than you.
Well, fuck you, dude. I'm just getting started.
You're not.
I mean, on this stream, it's not working. On YouTube, it's working. But I feel like I don't think you're convincing these people. I think they were already there. That's why I think your route is the easier route in terms of blowing up, especially 100%.
I disagree because all of the if you go, there's I saw you did some Noah Samson
Yeah, not a
stuff
fan.
too. Yeah, I'm not getting the non-chud. That's like I instinctually I don't think that's the case. Your content though, like you might want to rethink your strategy. Well, I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna come back to that
Sure.
because I do want to get across. I want to have this moment that I think we definitely have some synergy.
Okay.
So my smugness is not something that I care to change.
Okay, that's fair. I respect that.
And I don't see it as a problem. It has served me well. It is the way I like to present in my content.
Fair.
However, if you've watched me regularly, you'll notice that I've made a concerted effort to not necessarily be less smug, but to be less overtly political in my content, which I think is actually more useful for reaching people. Because I could sit up here in every video and quote Kwame Ture and W.B. Du Bois and Marx and shit in every video,
Sure.
right? But that is, to say the least, ineffective, right? But if I can make a video about a rap group from the 90s and use their story to draw a line to how capitalism and corporate greed has affected and tarnished hip hop, and maybe name drop some critical theory, some critical theorists in there,
Try to be more subtle.
then I can do the propaganda and the brainwash. And it won't be like, excuse me, and it won't be like I'm not expecting. And that's another thing is that the whole Destiny adjacent, we're out here to change people's minds. That's mostly bullshit. People's minds don't get changed. Yeah, that's mostly bullshit.
I disagree. I think people's minds can change over time a bit. I think so.
Yeah. So no, I agree that people's minds can change over time.
Yeah.
But I've done the research, and the way the algorithm and the recommendation system works is they track your inclinations.
Yeah.
So definitely some people, I've had those messages sent to me. You helped me get out the manosphere. You helped me develop my political ideology, yada yada yada.
Hmm.
But those are rare. If I have a video with 1 million views, maybe 10,000 people I change their mind.
That's a
The
lot,
other,
though.
yeah, it's pretty dope, right?
I think that's worth doing, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, but then I'm doing pretty good. We agree. Keep being smug.
No.
You should be smug, Kamal. Read more books.
Oh, I got my Kindle.
What is your education background, if you mind me asking?
0.
Uh,
High school, a little bit of community college. I wasn't feeling it, and I was like, nah, I dropped out.
that's unfortunate because you don't seem like you're anti-intellectual.
I don't think I am. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about college right now. I really got to do a little bit more research. I feel like you guys
Well, you don't
might
have-
be
you
a
don't
little
have-
crazy, but I'm all
Yeah,
into learning.
You don't have to go to college, but you can you can read.
I read. The Kindle's on screen.
What's that in the background? Sandland.
Yeah. That's my tribute to Akira Toriyama. That's a figure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have
So,
Too Big to
you-
Fail, but I didn't read that. That's just like kind of a speaking to
Well,
myself.
you got you don't have to, but it would
Behoove.
serve. No, not even behoove. It would serve you.
Okay.
Because behoove really behooves me for you to do some shit. Versus, I think reading would serve you if you really want to develop politically.
I agree.
And you want to be better at because I'm gonna be. So let me get to the point I was about to get. So I'm getting mixed up because I have like 3 different thoughts I want to get across, but I don't want to dominate the conversation. I wanted to
Go
at
ahead.
least. No, I wanted to concede to you
Okay.
that
Love this.
if a lot of people find me smug,
Uh-huh.
and that is a deficiency in the goal that I have in my content,
Okay.
right? But also,
Mhm.
fuck them people.
Look, my thing is, if you're like, fuck this is who I am, then I respect that. I'm just telling you from our point of view, you look like you just got done creating 3 planets and are like, look, motherfucker, I already disagree with some of the shit you're saying. So, it's like I don't want to agree with this guy because he's a dick. I feel like a lot of people feel like that.
Yeah, fuck them people.
If that's your stance, then I respect that. I get it.
Because I feel like that comes from a place of insecurity for the most part.
I
And
disagree.
that's been my experience.
I
My
disagree,
experience
but I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, and I get it.
is-
I definitely
'cause
say fuck those people to some people, so I get it.
of all my black critics,
Uh-huh.
because I like, and this is no shade to you. You're the only one I've talked to for like, for good reason. Like, because I made the joke that because you're black, but that's not true. Because there's like 5 other dudes that have made a similar video as you that are also black, and I wouldn't dare like
Speak to
set
that.
foot in any space that they occupy.
Sure.
Um, but all of them have a similar background. They have the flying and milk experience.
Uh-huh. Which
And
feels a little.
that's just a phrase to describe.
I know. Calling black people
Yeah.
flies though feels a little.
But that's the reality of how that feels. That's why it was described as such. Like the flying the milk is a very pointed metaphor because would you drink a milk that had fly in it?
I would not.
Right. So so how did I heard you say this in your video? How did it feel when you were in 7th grade
Uh-huh.
and you were made to feel othered by your white environment? Did you feel
Genuine
like a fly in
question?
the milk? Genuine question.
Yeah, so I would say it started earlier, like elementary school. I don't think I really noticed it then. I've always kind of had friends who are mixed. In middle school, that's when kids are a little bit more cruel, for sure, and they're coming after you. And you definitely feel it, like it's uncomfortable. But I think you just have to, get past that.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Sure, but
I agree. I agree with that. But are you allowed to critique it? Are you allowed to call it out?
sure, I think it's an experience that should be talked about. But my thing was like to say like you need to go to the mediocre black school over the best school in the state is like fucking insane. If that's the only reason, then like fuck that. That's crazy.
Did you engage with the research I posted for that video?
I didn't see any in the description. I genuinely did look for it.
Let me make sure. Did I put that research there, or did I just quote it in the video? because I know that that particular video was research based. That is not something I pulled out my ass. I'm a former teacher
Right,
and a
right.
former behavioral health researcher. So there is a lot of evidence that shows that a mediocre black school can have. So there, it depends on what your goal is for the child,
Okay.
right? But there's a lot of evidence that a mediocre black school can have better long term results on your black child in the elite white school because of that flying in love experience and structural racism that's going to be within the school.
Yeah,
There's a reason why the all the most like successful, richest people, black people in America, most of them went to HBCUs because the HBCU and none of those schools are elite in terms of like SAT scores
Sure.
or facilities or whatever. But within that environment, the nurturing and the culture that it produces high achievers. So so I mean I'm not saying that it's automatically better for everyone, but I'm saying that the idea that putting your black child in an elite all white school is automatically better than putting your black child in a mediocre all black school needs to be reassessed because there's plenty of research that says that that's not the case.
And I would love to see that research. Because just hearing it sounds fucking crazy. And going through that, nah. But if there's research, I'd love to see it.
Come on, may I add something on this if it's all right with you? Like,
Go
of
ahead.
course.
Speak to him as a white
Alright.
man.
So, as
You got 30 seconds. I don't know. FD might be fake.
when I think of your point, is I agree with you on the school thing, because when you are around
God damn it.
people who are more like you than when you're just alone, you're gonna focus less on yourself than if you would if you were with a bunch of friends or with people that you can really relate with, you know? And if you're in a school that has no one that agrees with you on anything or has nothing to do with you, then you're just gonna start thinking about yourself more than your schoolwork and more than your more and more, and you're just gonna start spiraling down this pit of just being alone.
Okay,
And then you'll
okay,
start getting-
Septic, I'm muting you. Thank you. I don't know why he came in and
I like-
disagreed with me. What the fuck? Bad moderator. Bad moderator. And we silence those who disagree with me.
Elitism.
I'm
Me
kidding.
next
Let me
word.
unsilence you.
Triumphant
I
face.
unmuted you. I was
Flexed
kidding.
biceps.
But I'll say to that
see.
point,
Oh,
I'll say this, Septic, since you want to hop in here. I'll agree with you if you if every single person is disagreeing with you and you can't find any sort of friends and you feel totally isolated. But I think that is
Yeah.
a bit of a choice. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, because like if you go to an all-white school, we're still human at the end. Like you're still a person.
Who would make that choice? Like,
Not
I'm
everyone
sorry, except that you finish.
I mean, you can
ahead.
finish.
No, I want you to finish.
I-
I want you
no,
to
no.
finish that.
Well, if you are in a school if you are like say you're in like middle
I
school,
can't believe this mod is
I
gonna
have
hop in and disagree
seen
with me.
so many like
Wow. What the
there's
fuck?
so many examples where you're like completely different. Like even like the very like I'm not trying to be like offensive or anything, but the
Say it.
retarded kid, person with mental disabilities,
Wow.
gets so many friends because we're still human at the end, and you still have people to relate to. It has nothing to do with race because race is just color. And I
I
mean,
feel like FD's
in
gonna
my
disagree
opinion, it's
with you
more
there, buddy.
culture, and I feel like it's more culture. Like it's, and that kind of is. You can disagree with that, but at the end, it's more racist to say it's color than culture, right?
All right, FD, what are your thoughts on that? Because I actually agree. I think we focus a little bit too much on color and not enough on culture. What are your thoughts on that?
That's bullshit. Also,
Okay, all right. Well,
Uh,
explain to me why.
but first, let me put this list of fucking research I had in the description for that video.
Okay, got you.
You didn't
I
know.
see four. You put that in the description?
It's right there. I just copied and pasted from the description.
What the
But
fuck?
why black children need black teachers?
Wait. Is that the same video that I used though? Because I used like a clip from his stream, and it was like
Okay, so I made a
maybe it
whole-
wasn't
you
the
may have
same
missed it.
video.
It might not have been the same. I assumed you got it from this video. I made a whole video where I explained. It's called "Why Black Children Need Black Teachers."
Oh yeah, I see. That's
Because you're not the only person that took issue with that take. Because, and this is no shade to you, Septic or Skeptic.
septic.
Septic.
Septic. There's no shade to you, Septic. Most people have a very poor like understanding of race and racism. That's not by accident. Which is one of the
Where's the
reasons why.
smugness?
It's just fucking stop being triggered. Come on.
I'm just letting you know. Every time I hear it, I have to let you know. I'm sorry. I can stop.
All right. How could I better say that?
Look, this is another thing with you CRT people. I feel like you got to change the word, man. I don't think you're gonna convince all of white America that they are racist. You got. I think you just got to give up on that. You change the word.
Because
If you're gonna say, "Oh, you're
racism
racist
is
because you're a
such
part
a-
of this system that you were born into," like that's not fair. In reality,
It's
that's
insane.
kind of fucked up.
It is fucked up. This
And
shit sucks. I
the-
feel bad
like-
for you.
how I think of racism is it's a negative thing. It's like, oh yeah, if you're black, you are just a horrible person. That's how I view racism. It's like I don't want to be considered somebody who hates everybody because then I'm just a
Exactly.
bitter
That's
person.
that's what
And
people
nobody
are
likes to be
hearing.
around a bitter person.
So
Change the word. Man.
that is unfortunate. I don't think changing the word would make a difference
It
because
definitely
let
would.
me finish.
Go
Let me
ahead.
finish.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go off, King.
Because the issue isn't the word. The issue is the racism.
Nah, man. The
And
issue
we
is
could
the
call
word.
it a bunch of other things. There is a concerted effort to have it be misunderstood. Even that definition that Septic just gave me is not the actual definition of racism under critical race theory.
Under critical race theory, some fucking thing that most people don't give a shit about. That's the thing, though.
But think about it for a second.
Okay.
There are literally people running campaigns, and their whole campaign is I'm going to ban critical race theory. And the reason for that is because critical race theory, it was built to create a different language around racism so that it could be better understood and implemented into society.
And it is
And
failing.
they're stopping that. It's actually not failing because it's not been done yet. It's being killed in the womb. It's something that's existed in colleges for like decades, but it has never been implemented at a grand scale, like at a societal level. But you're derailing from the fact that if you're telling me to change the word in one breath and then in another breath saying we're going to ban, not you particularly, we're going to ban the teaching about racism in any other way other than the way that's most misunderstood, what are you really telling? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not quite. I think that when people like hear CRT, they hear and again, I'm talking about from the Repub's perspective, the hogs as you call them. They hear oh, that's that shit that tells me I'm racist when I know I'm fucking not. And they're like, fuck that thing. I think that's genuine how they feel about it. They're like,
Yeah,
this
but-
is pulling us apart more. Now, some people are just racist and they're going to do crazy shit. But I think like the people with the good hearts that are voting for Trump, because I have these people in my family. I think they're a little misguided, but I get where they're coming from. They're like, oh, that's that thing that's separating us, that's saying all white people are evil. And I've dealt with real racist white people. Fuck that shit. Ban it. I think that's more what it is.
But where are they getting those ideas from?
From
Why
motherfuckers
do
like
they
you.
You haven't
When you
been
say
paying
you don't
attention.
understand anything about racism, your whole thing is fucked up. They're like, well, fuck you then.
My video, my first viral video about Bo Burnham is basically an introduction to critical race theory video. And in that video, I explicitly say that racism isn't evil. That is a line from the video.
Sure.
So, like, you can't tell me that motherfuckers like me are doing that because I'm actually doing critical race theory. And when you do critical race theory, one of the main tenets that they do is to separate racism from an individual.
I hear
step,
you. I
an
hear that,
individual,
but I think
flaw.
there's too much like connotation with that word, and even like look, I like imagine you're like, okay, look, there's this word that you have all these mixed feelings with. That's a very negative word. Now I'm gonna completely change the meaning because of this book that you're never gonna read. But you are this. That's gonna piss people off. People are like, well, fuck you. Like, how are you gonna tell me that I'm racist? I know I'm not racist. Even though you're like, well, I'm saying if this isn't the thing that you think it was, that's even more annoying. I think that's how they feel about it. Cause that's how kind of I feel about it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what?
And I understand that, but like, you're gonna have to go through some type of transition that might be uncomfortable and painful if you want to fix the problem.
But I think
And
if you
historically, I think you have. Tell me the evidence of changing language. Go ahead, Septa.
But do you really think that total segregation is the the fix here. Like,
That's
I
not
feel
what
like
he's
total
saying.
separating
segregation.
people
That's not what he's
is.
saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Oh,
anything
sorry.
about total segregation.
I was talking to the people about the editing channel. I was droning out, and what I heard was, we were needing people that. Sorry.
No,
Continue.
what we need to do is
Sorry,
have
something I'm gonna meet you. Go ahead.
what we need to do is have a legit education around race and racism in the country, uh, and in doing that, we'll be able to have like real conversations about racism. And what you find is that no matter how, the only way to actually have a conversation about racism with people that do not want to have the conversation is to just basically not have the conversation. That's low key what your video is. Your video is saying, hey, don't talk about racism so much because it makes people sad.
No,
and you
that's not my video. My video is, well, again, you didn't watch all of it. I don't know if you
the
watched
Umar stuff.
the end, but my thing is, look, I think sometimes we are conditioned to view racism when it's not necessarily there, and I think that's to your own detriment. That's really what I'm trying to say. Because if you're looking for this shit and then it affects you emotionally and you're not going to progress. I'm not saying it's not there, but a lot of the times when we feel it, and I'm not talking about the CRT version, I'm just talking about like people being a fucking racist like to you actually because of this color of your skin. That's more what I'm talking about. I'm not even like talking about any sort of CRT shit.
You're talking about interpersonal racism.
Yes.
You're talking about when people are being you. I think I did watch that. Somebody.
The waiter
I
thing.
saw something. The waiter thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that probably happens, but that's not like the real problem of racism. That is rare. I've never been called the N-word to my face by a white person in my entire life.
Sure. Yeah.
Now I'm 5'11", 300 pounds, so maybe they wouldn't do it.
That might
to
be
me,
a factor.
But it's still never happened, right? Now, but I have experienced institutional racism in a multitude of situations, as I'm sure you have, right? And that is what critical race theory is really all about. It's about addressing racism as a system. And what you'll find is that people who are, I'm not going to say, how do I best say this? I'm going to try to
be smug, man. We already think you are. You might as well say it. As long as we understand it, just dumb down the language to like 8th grade, and we'll be all right.
People who are invested in a system that racism has created for us will defend. They will purposefully draw the racism line as something mean happening to you with a racial connotation. That is racism, and everything else leading up to that, beyond that, more significant than that, is not racism. It's just how things work. It's just the market. It's just, bad luck. It's just you didn't work hard enough.
Okay, give me an example. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
so perfect example. I've talked about multiple times before. Black women's maternal mortality rate. So Black women are legit more likely to die during childbirth than white women by a significant margin. And even when you control for economics, so like Black women with money are still a significant amount more likely to die in childbirth than white women. And the reason for that is essentially racism, because when they do research on the racial attitudes of nurses and doctors,
and Adam analyzed this video for 8 hours.
Be less believing of Black women when they report pain. They literally believe that Black women are stronger and more resistant to pain than white women. They're less attentive. Like all these different factors that are they're only happening they're only happening to Black women, specifically, not just only happening to Black women. When they separate things out by race, they notice that these things are explicitly higher on Black women.
Right.
So that's a structural issue. That is a matter of how race is perceived. That's a matter of how nurses are trained. So critical race theory would say we need to make sure any nurse that is getting a nursing degree around the country, especially nurses that are more likely to serve Black populations, are going to take classes and have courses on medical racism.
FD.
And
let me say this. I think I've heard you speak on this, and that's one of the things that you actually did inform me. I don't know if you saw my compliment at the end, but it did say you taught me some shit. But I genuinely believe if you just said it the way you did, people would get behind you. And those people who are like, oh, I don't think so. If you show them the stats and they're still like, oh, I don't think so, then fuck those people. Those people are racist. But if we're like, hey, there's a, like, I think, I don't know if you could call it just because of like our culture or the media or how black people are portrayed or the perception or whatever. If you just describe it in that way and you say black women are dying, giving birth because this, and this, and here's the evidence, I feel like most of America would be like, yeah, I can get behind that. That makes sense.
There's literally a comment I'm looking at that says, how do you demonstrate one as a result of the other? How do we know it's not more holistic? Example, zip code, area, etc. Like,
okay, but I'm also seeing, nah, this is true. Wait. I saw some other people saying this is the first smart thing to say. So maybe that's the one fucking racist guy. Fuck that guy. But I'm just saying, most people I think are even agreeing with you in the comments.
I'm looking. Well, but here's the thing.
And this is a hostile chat.
But that's the video. If you go and just go find that video. I even break down crime because I speak on that topic because
is that the cop one?
Almost. No, that's the cop one. I just talked about babies and mothers.
I don't know, man. Your videos are long as shit. You be talking about a lot of different things.
No. That's on my side channel.
Okay.
And that's the video.
But I'm pretty sure I've seen that because I remember you talking about that. Or I think it was.
I may have mentioned it before because it's one of the most irrefutable examples.
Right.
It's called Dr. Julian. We don't have to actually watch it.
Oh, thank you.
But my point is, you. Oh shit. What you're saying is be nicer, essentially, right?
Who in my video?
No, like what you're saying to me right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm interpreting. Your video is more complex than that because I didn't watch the whole thing, right. So I can only comment on what you said about me.
Sure.
But overall, you're saying be nicer and use nicer words. And what I'm telling you is that they beat the shit out of Martin Luther King.
Jesus. The MLK comparisons are a little extreme. I have to say the MLK comparisons are a little extreme, but I feel I get your point though.
You get my point. I don't think I'm Martin Luther King because
I know
I'm not that. I'm not of that level. But he set the example that his whole strategy is because he knew how motherfuckers worked. Is that I'm gonna go in there, we're gonna wear our best clothes. Oh, that's another thing, the whole bonnet tangent. But I'll come back to that.
Please.
We're gonna wear our best clothes, and we're gonna go politely be the most exceptional Negroes we can, and just sit and try to get coffee at your counter, and they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like at every situation. Barack Obama, who I don't even like, was the most affable, acceptable Negro. Smiled and never really gave back the energy that people were giving him.
Sure.
They dragged this nigga for 8 years.
Who? So, Fox News? Like, I feel like most people are chill with Obama, though.
The biggest news network in the country, the most watched news network in the country, yes, they dragged him for 8 years.
Sure, but we all know Republicans are a little crazy.
But Republicans are who I'm talking about, for the most part. And also,
then why do all the liberal people fucking hate you then?
Well, liberal people love me, and then they become leftists.
Oh, God.
Okay. And like nobody, and no shade to you, but nobody that looked through your your catalog of videos would call you a liberal. Nobody would think that.
If you listen, if you just look at the thumbnails, I agree with you. But if you watch the videos, I think you would. Most people will probably think I'm a centrist. There's a couple people who think I'm definitely that sweet Republican, but no.
Yeah, well, so that gets back to, and this is, I don't want this to come off smug. This is genuine advice. You're creative and
thank you,
engaging enough that you're going to hamstring yourself with this anti-SJW type shit.
Yeah, I'm over it a little.
Yeah, you're gonna attract the wrong type of people.
I agree.
You're already having race realists call you up to debate you. Like this is a dead end.
I agree.
And you really should make a pivot because, and this is, I know you don't like him, but this is like Hassan read No Shade Guys Like You for Filth. He said what happens is you can make a video about me and you can get a lot of views because there's so many people that hate me.
Right.
But those people will not stick around.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And I don't like the anti-SJW shit. I mean, I think a lot of the leftists on the internet are fucking annoying, so I made videos about them. But I'm not trying to be the anti-leftist guy. I think that guy is cringy as fuck. If that's all you are, that's all you have to say, then why people shouldn't stick around.
It's going to be rough. It's rough to maintain that. And that's also the admission of the what you said, the bubble, the echo chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Like YouTube has cultivated a population of like far left leaning people that watches that content.
Watches, yeah, sure, left leaning content.
Watches me, and then there's a much larger far right, or moderate, moderate to far right. Like I think I brought this up earlier. Noah Samson even showed this in one of his videos that like the actual left and left tube is much smaller than most of the other pockets on the internet. But because conservatives and centrists are not creative and not very curious, they amplify us to the maximum because they only make content about us. Do you see how that works?
There might be some truth to that. I don't. I mean, who do you think is like the biggest political streamer? It would have to be Hassan, right? I mean, I know the numbers are dwindling, but
so political streamers,
yeah, like in the internet world. If we're talking about like grown people, yeah, like Fox News, that's where the fucking those are the heavy hitters. But if we're just talking about like YouTube, I feel like you guys are kind of killing
political streamers. I think Hassan probably is the biggest. I'm talking about guys like fucking The Quartering, Ben Shapiro, who talks about Hassan every once in a while, and just your average one of the mill. Think Before You Sleep is a huge one. So like those types of guys. Turkey Tom, who's probably like within that same vein.
Would you say he's political though? Or you're just saying he's one of the people that amplifies their popularity?
He amplifies us because, he's not overly creative himself, but he perfectly kind of gets into the psyche of, normies and centrists and moderates and says, look at these liberals and leftists. They do cringe shit. Oh my God, pronouns. You know what I'm saying? And so
I think like at least when it comes to somebody like a Turkey Tom, I think they're really more talking about like how unbearable a lot of you guys are just like socially. I don't think he's really getting into like the smugness. Like Hassan, there's a billion different reasons why I can't stand fucking Hassan Piker, the human being, at least that I've seen online, that has nothing to do with his politics. He just comes off as like a whiny, bratty, rich kid that takes no fucking accountability. I genuinely think that's why like 95% of people fucking hate him.
I mean, I can take that, but like there are no politics on the right. You know what I'm saying? Like name me some Republican or conservative like political things that are actually in discussion that aren't like social restrictions on queer people or abortion. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
like,
what the fuck these people talk about. I don't watch Sky News when it's on.
I leave the room. If you did, I guarantee you it's gonna be trans women in sports, critical race theory, Antifa, George Soros. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like because they lost, they're really on the hate train right now. If they win, we'll see how things are.
No, if they win, they're gonna have the same exact stuff. Now the content creators will see it. Yeah, because they don't have any real politics. They don't. The border. Somebody said the border. I'll give you that.
The who?
I'll give you that. The border. The border.
Oh yeah, they're definitely big on that. Immigration, that's a big one.
Yeah, but it's only, but it's not immigration for all immigrants. It's immigration specifically for Mexicans. So you kind of see still where that kind of goes. Yeah. If you read into and
the Chinese, don't forget about them. They don't like them either.
Well, they don't mind them coming here. I've never seen the type of energy against immigration for anyone except for Mexicans. But I may be wrong. Immigration is not my
your forte.
That's not my forte. It's not my forte.
Fair enough.
So the bonnet thing.
Please.
Oh.
That pissed you off.
It did.
I love the bonnet thing. That shit was soy, man. I'm sorry. Like, come on. You've never had it. Your fucking black grandma be like, look presentable. Like, that's anti-black. Come on, dude. That's anti-black.
My grandma may not know what the fuck she's talking about. She may need to shut the fuck up. Is that not a thing that happens? Would you listen to?
Do I listen to everything my grandma? It's just like, well, look, I kind of look. This is my thing. If you want to wear the bonnet, wear it. But understand, people are gonna look down on you a bit. They're gonna judge you. Look down might be a little strong, but they're gonna judge you. And I think
No, they're not gonna
that's
judge you.
kind of
But
fair. A little bit.
So,
When you go
but-
outside in your fucking pajamas, like people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Have you ever been judged in your best attire?
In my best attire, only positively.
You've never been misjudged even in your best attire.
No.
Oh wow, that's dope.
What do you mean, like racially profiled or like what?
Yeah, like
Anytime I
racially
wear a suit, I
profiled
get
people-
compliments only, my friend.
Oh man, that's dope. Think about how fucked up that is.
What do you mean?
Imagine just a bunch of niggas wearing suits everywhere. Like, hey,
They're probably gonna think
Hey,
I'm like,
I'm
selling.
wearing the
beer
suit
cards or some
though,
shit.
right?
Look, man, I'm not talking about motherfucking suits. I'm just saying, hey, maybe don't go outside in your fucking pajamas and be like, what? This is it? Like, yeah, that should be expected
Well,
of you. That's
so-
not a crazy take.
So the point more so is about how anti-blackness works. Right.
Oh,
So
okay, let's talk about it. I won that debate,
so-
but go ahead.
no, you haven't yet. I haven't actually
I'm
debated
fucking
you
with
on
you.
that.
I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
So, the thing about anti-blackness, the thing about your grandma is saying that because she marched with MLK, right, and that was the strategy he used, and so
I don't know. I think there's just a thing like in all countries that are like you should look somewhat presentable when you go outside. I don't
So
think that
there-
has to do with anti-blackness. But go ahead.
so
go ahead.
how do we dictate presentability?
Jeans,
What
t-shirt.
counts?
Look
What counts as?
look like you didn't just roll out of bed. I feel like that's like you could go to school.
So, no, you missed my point.
Okay,
Go ahead, Septic.
I muted him. What's up? My bad. Unmuted. What's up?
What's the Oh yeah, sorry. Let me say this for everyone. It's the
Septic,
same thing with
did-
being
hello?
attractive. It's
Hello?
and I'm not saying that
Can you
you're
hear him?
unattractive.
I can't hear
Uh,
Septic. I can hear you.
Oh, I don't know why. You're not muted.
I'm not muted. Yeah. Well,
No,
Septic
I
was
mean
talking.
Septic's not
Wait.
muted. I mean, I don't know. Say something,
That is
Septic.
weird. Okay. I'm speaking right now.
Can you hear him,
Must have
FD?
lost.
Hello.
No, I can't hear him at all.
Damn.
All right, I'm gonna mute you
Maybe-
again. Just message me when you
maybe
get back
can-
in, and we're gonna get back to it. All right. What were you saying, FD?
So here's the thing about here's where that particular line of thinking comes from.
Okay.
Because I get what you're saying. If what you're saying isn't like untrue or incorrect, the problem with that line of thinking is that there is a logic that is very prominent within Black culture. That if we were just more presentable, that if we would just wear our hair the appropriate way and not give people ghetto names like Kamal, that we would get treated better in society. And when you have people like Monique
Mm-hmm.
kind of going on a crusade, because she was talking about women at the airport that had just flew in and were getting ready to fly out the country to go on vacation.
She talked about a
And-
couple different ones, but yeah,
But specifically, that was the event that made that go viral.
sure.
And so, like, the expectation that Black women specifically, whose hair to look presentable, air quotes, presentable,
Mm-hmm.
requires a significantly higher level of hair.
Does it?
And yeah, it requires much for name me a Black woman like your Beyonce's. For Beyonce's hair to look like that takes a lot of effort. It
Well,
takes a lot of
sure,
care
for
and
fucking
maintenance.
Beyonce, but I just mean like, look. Okay, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
for your average Black woman, a bonnet is a protective. It's protective wear, so it keeps your hair keeps their hair moist.
Sure.
It keeps it getting what's the word? Like not fibers, but like build up.
Maybe
Like
a bit
I
more
wear a
porous
satin
or
cap.
something.
Yeah, I wear a satin cap when I go to sleep because otherwise my hair will pick up cotton in my bed and bed sheets.
Sure, yeah.
Right. So if I didn't give a fuck, I might leave the house with the satin cap still on. Like people that wear do-rags, which are also cold in this ghetto. The do-rag is there to keep your hair looking a certain level of quality. So when it is time to go out and be seen, your hair can look great. So these are women that are on their way to go on vacation and they're wearing their hair in protective coverings and wearing pajamas because they probably just woke up to get straight to the airport. Why are we putting on them?
Why are we
Go
what?
ahead. Why would we put on them the expectation that they should look air quotes presentable?
Because the expectation isn't that high. And if it's just the airport, then yeah, sure, fuck the airport. A lot of people look bummy at the airport. That's fine. But if we're taking it outside to like everything else, I think that's a fair expectation to have, because I don't think that's just a black thing. Everybody has that expectation.
How often does it become a huge talking point culturally for other people though? Because surely we've seen like Walmart,
Walmart whites.
Like, is it Walmart whites? Is that a thing?
I just made that up.
Right. Okay, but that's great. See, that's why you can do better than this, Kamal. Is you can make shit like that up at the spot.
Better than this.
But like, nobody is coming to white people and saying, "Man, if you guys would just be more presentable, you could lift yourselves up." Like nobody's going to West Virginia.
I don't know. I don't know. Do white people? Are there any white people where your grandma's like, "Don't fucking walk outside with those fucking sweatpants on"? Is that a white thing? I don't know.
How often
I would assume it is.
Because my kids go to a mixed school. You know how often I see white kids like walking outside barefoot in 30-degree weather with shorts on.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know if they're being genuine, but they are saying yes. I'm just going based off of what I have.
That's because no one talks to dusty white people. Everyone just avoids them. Wow. That's Southern white people. Wow. Yeah, see, that sucks too. So the whole point of that is that as a talking point for Black liberation, and that's kind of the thing you don't seem to get, is as a talking point of how do we address Black issues. Mm-hmm. Wearing a bonnet, don't wear a bonnet outside, is very low on the talking point.
I don't think that's what she was really trying to do. I think she just has this mindset of like, look, we should try and look a little bit more presentable. I don't think that's a negative message. I don't think everyone's looking at every single time they put a camera on themselves as Black liberation. I don't think that was where her mind was at in that moment.
Monique actually does that a lot. But come on, don't we look presentable?
What'd you say?
Don't we look presentable though as a people?
A lot of the times, no. A lot of motherfuckers don't. It's not just Black people, but no. If you're walking outside in pajamas, you're not looking presentable. I know what's his name? Mark, Facebook dude made it popular, but even he got shit for it. But he's a fucking genius and a billionaire, so you know.
I think if you actually like look at the cultural touchstones of how, especially poor Black, like as a teacher, I know this for a fact, to be very clear, that you'll have some of the most under-resourced students will have some of the best clothes and look presentable regularly.
Okay.
And so then the flip side is where you guys stop spending all your money on clothes and jewelry.
Again, I don't think that's look. No one's saying, "Hey, you don't have fucking 3 chains on when you step outside? Like those Jordans ain't fresh." Like nobody's saying that. I think there's a big gap between, "Hey, let's not walk outside in your pajamas and slippers," to, you know, spending all your money on fucking Louis V. You know, I think there's a huge gap in the middle. I think that's where we should be.
I think that's where most people are. Is kind of my point. You know what I'm saying? I think most Black people and most people in general don't walk out the house with, you know, pajamas on. I think Black women that walk out the house with bonnets on are completely valid in doing that, because that is them taking care of their hair, you know, and not wanting to be as presentable as possible. You may not understand this, but you just may not like that particular thing. You may just not get
the bonnet thing specifically.
The bonnet thing specifically. Bonnets specifically are a protective.
I understand that. I mean, obviously, I don't wear them, but I get what you're saying. But I even think like hearing that. I guess my point was more like hearing that shouldn't trigger you. You should be able to be like, fuck off, I'm wearing the bonnet today if I want to. I don't give a fuck if the people at Ralph's are gonna judge me. Fuck you, grandma. But like hearing that saying like, oh my god, that's so anti blah, blah, blah. Like if you hear that and that like triggered you, I feel like you're kind of soft. That was more my
imagine how often the Black women might be hearing that, and imagine what it felt like to hear it from a Black woman who should know better.
But I think if they're hearing it that much, then why hearing it from Monique fucking triggers you? You're probably not hearing it then, I would assume.
No, I think that was because it like hit at a large. That was just discourse. You know what I'm saying? Like
what Monique said was discourse, or what you said?
Yeah. No, like when she said it, it became discourse. So it wasn't so much trigger. It was like here's these. So first off, it's fucked up that somebody filmed a bunch of black women at the airport wearing bonnets.
She
That's
didn't film
number
them, I
one.
don't think, did she? I thought it was just her.
No, some random person. And that's kind of the thing. That's like the bigger thing here. Some random person saw a bunch of black women at the airport with bonnets and said, "Oh, I'm going to film these raggedy black women who aren't presentable, and they came outside with bonnets, and we're going to shame them for not holding up their end of the deal." To quote Bill Cosby. And then people came to their defense. Some people didn't, because some people are like that. People came to their defense, and then Monique came out the blue. And it's funny because Monique was actually riding high after air quotes playing the race card with Netflix about her special, and black women had just been defending her for being mad at Netflix for not giving her more money than Amy Schumer.
Right, right.
So for her to turn around and be like, y'all got to be presentable when y'all leave the house, they were like, fuck you, Monique. So like, it's not so much being triggered, it's just responding with the energy they thought was appropriate. And the thing about anti-blackness is it is small shit like that. Like people think, like, again, I've never been called the N-word, right, to my face.
Right.
Anti-blackness isn't me being called the N-word. Anti-blackness is people that assume that I'm not intelligent because I have dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? People that assume that I'm not from America because my name, which I'm sure you've gotten. Come on, like my dad's name is Kamal.
No,
So
people
I
just
know-
like no. The worst thing I've ever got. Oh, your dad's name is Kamal.
Mhm.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Shout out your dad. But
shout out.
no.
Knowing him, we might be brothers.
Most people, like, if they're gonna say some crazy shit about my name, they think it's just like some spin-off of Jamal.
Yeah, that's it.
But like
little
people like
microaggressions.
but like people from like India or because it's an Arabic name, so people who speak Arabic, they're like, oh yeah, I know what your name means. But like the average like American, they're like, no, they have no fucking idea.
Where are you from?
I'm from California.
Oh man. So like you're so I understand why you're so annoyed with white liberals.
Exactly. I just don't like
But-
these people. But I
Yeah,
agree with them more than the fucking Ben Shapiro's overall. But
I mean,
these people just
I-
annoy
I
the
would
shit
hope-
out of me.
I will hope you should.
Hmm.
Because that's if I didn't think that was the case, I wouldn't. I should say that.
Yeah,
If
I
I-
would.
if I
I would
thought that
assume.
you-
Yeah, if you thought I was Myron Gaines, I don't think we would be having this conversation.
The race realist guy almost scared me off at the beginning.
It was really bad timing, man. I promise you, it's not always like that.
But you're gonna get more of those if you don't. Like that's not an accident.
I get it, and I know like when I shit on Hassan, a lot of people are gonna agree with me for different reasons. I understand that.
But it's also if you are the black guy, somebody already like I'm just gonna say Thomas Sowell and watch people fucking come all over your chat. It's just gonna.
I don't know why you lefties. It's
You're-
Thomas Sowell. Why do you guys always pronounce his name wrong?
Fuck Thomas. What? Thomas.
You
which
know
one?
how to say his name, man. I know
I
you
don't.
know.
I honestly don't. I
Thomas
never knew
Sowell.
who he was. Thomas Sowell. Fuck Thomas Sowell. I never knew who he was until I got on the internet and had a bunch of white conservatives, march his
Really?
name at me over and over again. Yeah, he's so insignificant in the world of like political discourse and race politics and all those things, except as the guy that white people like, the one black guy.
Mhm.
And this is me. This is the message to you, Kamal.
Don't be
as-
him.
except as the one black guy that will come out and defend
They're
the
talking
idea
about.
that something is racist, it is or isn't racist.
I get
You know what
you're
I'm
saying.
saying?
My grandpa loves
that-
Thomas Sowell, by the way. Absolutely loves him.
I can imagine.
Big
you
fan.
know, so like if you play that role, you'll get an audience. Like if you want to hit my numbers, I mean, I don't know.
I'm not trying to
Nah.
be Candace, bro. I'm not trying to be Candace Owens 2.0. I don't even think I'm really a political guy. I talked about you obnoxious lefties because you guys pissed me off, but I'm moving on to more broader topics, you know?
Yeah, I'm look. You should connect with PF Young.
Okay.
Have you heard of him?
You know what's funny? I saw your comment and I looked him up, and I saw that I had looked him up before, but I don't really know much about him.
He is a to quote him, enlightened centrist.
Mm.
He's kind of a shit bird. Like he's not a person I would I would never bring him to my audience, like not even like to clown. Well, yeah, probably not.
Sure,
But
sure.
he's like, I think he's genuine in his bad politics though. If that makes
Jesus
sense.
Christ. Okay. He's genuine in his bad politics. Okay. Well,
It came to like because the average, right wing Chuck guy is very cynical.
mm,
There's just like, people like to shit on blue haired feminists. So
sure,
I'm going
sure.
to talk shit about blue haired feminists.
All
People
right.
like to, call you out. People like to shit on Hassan. So I'm going to shit on Hassan. I get it. Whereas I don't think he's ever really made a content about Hassan. He just really thinks being good. He likes Jordan Peterson. I will
Mm,
say that.
okay.
He just really thinks centrism is based, is it based?
That's what they say. I hate when people say that, by the way, but yeah.
It's
Based and
just,
VOD are my two least favorite internet words.
what is VOD?
They just call videos VODs now. I'm like, just fucking say video.
It's two extra syllables.
You're not that important. Say video. VOD is crazy. Video on demand, just say video.
Video on demand. Why would you? That sounds like porn.
It kind of does.
During my day, in the early days, that's what porn was.
Yeah, I don't get it. The VOD thing, I'm surprised you haven't heard that one, but yeah, those two annoy me. But what were you saying though?
I was talking shit about Thomas Sowell
There it is.
and uh, wanting you to avoid his fate. Because white
Yeah.
people will definitely use you. They will love to have you as their pocket Negro.
I hear you. And look, obviously, like
And
politically.
wait, real quick.
Go ahead, go ahead.
And to clarify something, liberals and leftists will do that too, which is why I said what I said in the Coon video. Because just as Thomas Sowell plays a role within a white supremacist structure to assuage and massage white conservatives around their politics,
Mm-hmm.
I serve a relatively similar role. And if I wanted to play that role completely, if I wanted to be Van Jones on CNN or Sam Cho, I can make a lot more money. I could go so much bigger if I wanted to be Ibram X. Kendi. I can make, oh my God, they've already came to try to get me.
Oh wow.
I've already had people say, hey,
I
can you
want that
do this?
offer.
Can you do this? Yeah, and I was like, no,
I'm
fuck
just
yeah, I'm
kidding.
not
I'm
doing
kidding.
that coon shit.
I'm kidding.
And so that hopefully explains why that, like, you took it as, oh, what was me? I'm successful, and white people watch me. But it's more about understanding the role that Black voices play in white institutions, and if I allow myself to just play that role,
Mm-hmm.
I'll make more money, I'll get bigger and more popular, but I'll be miserable, and I feel like I'll be working against the own interests of my politics.
Sure, sure. I guess I took it as the woe is me because it's like you're in full control of everything you say. So why is this such a big thing for you? Like
I'm not in control of the algorithm. I'm not in control of my Patreon.
you
I'm not in
are.
control of, like, no, I'm not.
You know what? This might be where we have different views because I always blame like the video not doing well on me. Obviously, I know the algorithm plays a role, but I truly believe like if I made this video better, did this thumbnail, blah blah blah, did this better, then I have the ability to make the type of content that I want and it will do well. I feel like you don't believe that.
That's because you're a rugged individualist.
Here we go with the rugged shit again.
You
Okay.
are. Google, like, that's my first assignment to you.
Oh God, I have
Find
assignments
you
now,
fi-
man. I dropped out.
Find a rugged
Google it
individualist
right now.
paper or book or something,
Oh God.
so you can understand that, because
well.
that is what you are. That is, and that's another thing I respect about.
Me?
That's just not just you.
I'm just kidding.
And let me not just say respect, because it's not that I don't respect it.
Why is
But I
the
do respect it. What am I trying to get across
the
here?
first thing I see is fucking John Wayne? So I don't like that already.
But he is the icon of rugged individualism. That is true. But just read more about it.
All right, later. But all
But-
right, fine.
but
It's there.
what
It's
I
on the phone
reckon-
screen.
I recognize that people like you and maybe your grandparents and a
Well,
lot of
it's not
black
the same
folks, but in this regard, you are. Let me just hear me out for a second.
Okay.
There's a lot of black folks
Uh-huh.
that air quotes refuse to be victims,
Mm-hmm.
and in a multitude of ways, they have managed to either improve their lives, significantly improve their lives, or at least find a happy medium in the reality with the cards they've been given. And they're not necessarily defined by that, but they hold that experience very dear to themselves.
Okay.
And so when people like me come and start talking about all the systems around them and talk about how you know, they could have done this, that, and the third if the system wasn't holding them back. That actually kind of triggers, uh,
Triggers them.
pain. Yeah, it triggers them essentially because it's like, no, you're trying to take control away from me. You're trying to say the white man is responsible for where I am in life, but I'm responsible for myself. And I respect that in how it tends to manifest because it manifests through a survival instinct and a survival experience for a lot of Black people,
Sure.
right? And for those Black folks who are like that, I would never want to take that away from them. But the thing that bothers me is that it feels like they want to take away from me the ability to critique the system that put them in that position in the first place.
And honestly, while I was making this video, I was hoping this conversation would happen. I am a genius. But my thing is, right? I don't like, it's so easy for people like you and people like me to be at odds. But my thing is, look, I feel like if we work together, I disagree with the leftist shit. Not a big deal. Neither of us are president. We're not fucking putting in any policies. I feel like we both want the best, so why we shouldn't be fighting. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be at opposing odds. I think our messages are the same in if you peel everything back.
I think our messages have maybe the same intended goals.
Exactly.
But we disagree on really important things. And so for me, because I was a teacher, and then a social worker, and then a behavioral health researcher, and getting I know this shit back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And this is not on some because I still don't know more than other people. But I have a strong understanding of certain things that might work if we ever get a chance, like say socialism. And I have a strong understanding of certain things that definitely don't work, like being really nice about racism and using a different word. And I know this from studying history and the research that has been done on these things. And so when I get to you, right, it's not in my best. So it's in my best interest as a content creator to make a dunk video.
Sure.
Right. I just had a great idea. It could be like the coons of my rogue gallery. And I can have
Jesus Christ.
And I can put you in like a Joker mask because you're like the best.
Yeah.
And then there's this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go with this. It's all coming full circle. That's the creative mind. But so that would make for great content, and then a whole bunch of white people in my audience would revel in that shit because they love seeing niggas fight. Or I could one make content that is a little more digestible despite being very long, and have this conversation with you directly, where some of the I'm looking at the chat. How's the chat feeling about me? Where we at? I miss Kevin Samuels. Fuck. What is your chat,
bro? I don't know. I feel like they're trolling you at this point. Why you gotta read that one? Why can't you read the sometimes people just disagree?
That was what was on the. That was the comment at the very bottom.
Or from RS, what successful socialist government have you studied? There we go. That's a more see. I'm not racist.
That's a good question.
FD's fans. I don't hate black people. Just some.
So no socialist government has been successful for a very long time. Every socialist government has eventually crumbled, and mostly because of intervention
from America.
I'm sure you know.
I knew that was going to be your talking point.
Because that's the truth. Like you look at or intervention from within. So take like China. So Mao comes to power in China. He has all these plans. The plans are.
I don't know much about Mao, but from what I hear, didn't do a lot of good.
imagine if not Hassan, right, but like one of Hassan's worst fanboys.
Mhm.
So imagine Hassan is Mao. Let's say Hassan is like the greatest socialist communist thinker that the world has seen
It's a
in
tough ask, but all
generation.
right. I'm gonna try my
Just
best.
imagine it,
I'm trying.
right? But then imagine he doesn't realize that half of like a chunk of his fans are like still really shitty, and then he activates his fans to help lead his political movement.
Mm.
That would kind of be a good example. That's a very poor, like, the people leftists are gonna be pissed at me for saying that,
Mhm.
but like in broad strokes, that's kind of what happened with communist China, at least under Mao. And so what eventually happens is they turn the Mao's original like image for communism into what China is now, which is still a plutocracy. You know what I'm saying? Just with communist overtones and repression. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So um, but like, perfect example, the Congo, which is being fucked, it has been getting fucked for like 50 years now in Africa. They were colonized by Belgium for, a generation or two.
Mhm.
Belgium would cut the hands off babies and shit and do all kinds of fucking horrible shit. Um,
Wow.
and then finally they got their freedom. Patrice Lumumba rises to power, and the Belgian government and the CIA have him assassinated because he's a socialist, because he's playing around with Russia at the time, because he's Russia is aiding them in their liberation efforts, and he's getting ready to set up a socialist government in Africa. And like Africa, literally, and this goes back to Dr. Umar,
Mm-mm.
is Africa. If Africans had sovereignty over that nation, it would like over a handful of nations, Congo specifically.
Mhm.
It would be like, is it Saudi Arabia that has all the oil? Like, it would be one of the richest, most powerful countries in the world. So who wants that? Who wants to have to fairly negotiate for cobalt in the cobalt mines of the Congo? No, they
Sure.
want to
I'm not gonna argue
extract
with you
that.
that America hasn't done some
Right.
fucked up shit. I don't know if anything that you said is true. I don't know, but we're gonna get into history in about a month. But
It-
at least world history. But don't you find it a little bit of a problem when somebody asks you for a successful version of socialism? You can't really name one. Like, you went to they killed a guy who was socialist, but was he really implementing socialism in the country? Like, how far did things go there? And then you name Mao in China. It's like,
this
who do we
this
have
is
now, or like in the past 200 years that was killing it?
this is not my area of expertise, so
But
I
you said
can't
you're an
tell
expert
you.
in socialism.
No, I win.
Replay it.
I'm
Replay it. Go back.
Somebody replay it. Go back.
Go
You
back.
never heard me say that.
Well, maybe I misheard, but
I'm
I
new to I'm
think
new to socialism.
you said that.
No,
Um.
I'm new to identifying as a socialist.
All right.
I'm new to identifying as this far left. I'm just starting to move this far left since Obama,
Okay. Well,
right?
this is
So
coming from a
Obama,
black woman, Taylor. She said, "FD, you definitely did."
that I'm an expert in socialism. I was talking out my ass if
Maybe
I
you
said
misspoke.
that.
We'll say you
Yeah.
misspoke. We're not gonna hold you to that. But
Sociology, maybe, is what you heard.
maybe
I have a master's in sociology. I could have a PhD. I dropped out of a sociology PhD program at the very end.
to do YouTube.
I, but yeah, not an expert in socialism.
Okay, all right, fair
You
enough.
know,
Fair enough. It's so
you,
funny.
you have
You
to talk for us now.
and my grandfather have almost like. Do you have two master's degrees or one? You have two. Yeah, you have the exact same thing as my grandpa. He has two masters and he dropped out of a PhD. Well, not to do YouTube, obviously, but I forgot why. It might have been to do another master's, but completely. And he was a teacher forever. But totally different sides of the spectrum politically. I'm assuming you don't have Sky News on 24/7 in your home, but
Not at all. I don't watch the news
yeah,
at all.
it is crazy. When I'm in their house, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I see why these people hate black people. I get it. This shit is wild.
Sailor made me cousins. I get. So where did Kamal come from?
You know what's funny? So my mom was gonna name me Alex, according to her, but then my uncle, she had me when she was in college. I think he was going through like a Hotep phase, and he came up with Kamal. So I think that's how he came about that name.
Oh wow, yeah, you're a victim of the Hotep uncle too.
Oh, you as well.
I had
Brother in
so
arms.
we didn't call it Hotep at that point in time. This
Mm.
is why I don't really rock with Dr. Umar. That whole like
My mom said not
movement,
true.
the cultural. I said not true. Is your mom in the chat?
My mom watches everything. It's insane.
Oh,
She's reading the
wow.
comments. She's watching the past lives. I try to block her. I can't do it. She's
That is
integrated.
Yeah, my dad watches, but he's old and doesn't understand what he's looking at
Yeah.
half the time. But no, like cultural. It's better referred as cultural black nationalism,
Okay.
cultural pan Africanism. That's what
Right.
Umar is, and it's coming out of like a Garvey school of pan Africanism.
Right.
And it's there's a lot of value there, but the proponents of it, the biggest purveyors, such as a Dr. Umar, are more about like, it's like a version of virtue signaling.
Mm-hmm.
So like Negro signal. So that's a joke I would love to have. I wish I didn't make in front of your white audience, but it'd have been funny. Like
Hey, mostly white, probably. All right, thank you very
mostly
much.
white, mostly white. Let F's in the chat for I can't trust your chat.
Yeah, well, my chat fucking goes against me all the time. I know. Look, we got Lyric, we got Taylor. They are definitely black. I can see the pictures. That's all I got. Everybody else is. I can't see their face though.
Lorraine looks racially ambiguous.
I'm pretty sure Lorraine is.
Maybe
not
no, that's a
black.
white. That's a white woman.
And we have
That's
a black mod. So I'm fucking killing this. She's not getting paid, but we don't have to talk about that.
That's yeah. I don't have any mods. Not at least not regularly.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. This is new.
But yeah, so this is fun, man. Any you or the chat want to get any other licks in or pick on me at all?
I have genuinely really enjoyed this conversation. I think this was about best case scenario. I want to thank you again. I know you didn't watch everything of the video, but for commenting and coming up in here and talking, I really do appreciate that. I feel like these conversations need to be had, because I will agree with that one Republican dude. When people stop talking, weird shit starts happening. So obviously we disagree on some things, but I feel like I can tell when somebody just wants the best for people. And I think you are one of those people. Still a little smug, well, incredibly smug. Still kind of pissed me off a little bit, but like, I have no issues with FD Signifier, none. That are huge. There will be no more videos. And in terms of like the Hassan shit, this is something I have in my mind, and I agree with you. Like, if the liberals are using me, I'm fine with that, because I probably agree with most of the shit they're saying. But when like I'm not trying to be the poster child for the Repubs. That's crazy. But yeah, I get how I agree with you. Like, yeah, if I kept going down the fuck Hassan road, I will be that person by default. So I get it.
Yeah, they're thirsty for it.
I get it.
And then they'll turn on you real quick, just like they did. Well, Candace had it coming, and Candace is still on.
Candace is fucking insane.
Yeah, where's your anti-Candace Owens video?
It's
like,
coming.
That's how you do it. So you got to delete 4 of these, because you have like 7 Hassan videos.
I have 3.
You can't have more than 3. I see
I have
1,
3 or
2,
4.
3, 4.
With him in the thumbnail? I think like 4.
Yeah.
I think 4.
5.
Well, fuck.
You got to get it down to 2.
Well, I gotta delete them?
Do you think I got the 700,000 subscribers without knowing what the fuck I be talking about? Come on.
This guy. I hear you. I'm not gonna delete shit, but I hear what you're saying. All right, I hear you, and I think you're right. I'm not trying to be the poster child for the quarterings. And that's why I made the video before this, where I made fun of what's his face, where I made fun of Hassan and Steven Crowder.
So don't delete that.
Definitely. Right? Well, thank you.
Obviously, I didn't watch it, but I'm looking at. That's a great thumbnail.
Thank you.
I
tried to replicate it with this one. It just didn't hit the same. You don't have any good pictures of yourself on the internet. You gotta work on that for me in the future, so I can do my part too.
I don't be about that shit. I'm not a
it was so hard to find any decent picture, and that one is like very low quality. It really fucked my thumbnail. You're fucking with my click-through rate, man.
I think this has got 20,000 views in a day. This got to be a 1 out of 10 for you.
This is a 3, motherfucker. The last one got like 50 in a
Oh
day.
damn,
I'm failing.
man.
Yeah, what the fuck,
bad.
man? You, come on, man. You
My
need to
bad.
bring me some more clout, motherfucker. I got bills to pay.
Or it's the system.
Oh, hell no. See, this is where we disagree. Fuck that. I'm taking accountability. You blame the system. But look, like, you think I fucking trust the government? Like, I'm about to fucking move to Asia for a little bit, Mom. Don't start freaking out. Because I know these motherfuckers are poison. They don't give a fuck. I'm anti-government, man. So I'm saying if I'm feeling like, oh, this motherfucker's pissing me off, I feel like most people hear that shit. And I think it has to do with the shit we talked about earlier. But you stood on it, and I get it. If you're like, this is who I am, fuck you, I'm gonna talk my shit, I get that. So I'm not even mad at it, to be honest. But
No, in all seriousness, though, it is a system with YouTube. You got niggas on your thumbnail. You don't put niggas on your thumbnail unless they're like
you
really
doing it
famous.
works.
Go look at my go. So like let's go to my page real quick. Can you share the screen?
I can share the
This is-
screen. Am I
this
sharing
is-
the
this
screen
is-
with you right now or no? I forgot.
Yeah, I still see whatever that is.
Fucking
I
Lion
don't-
King, the Mufasa bullshit. Well, leave
That's
the
Boys
classics
Watkins.
alone. Oh, you
wow,
see
yeah,
boys?
that's
Okay, let me switch it up. My bad.
Watkins.
Alright. Where is it at? There we go. Boom, we are on your page.
This is you are the first non far left or semi far leftist that I've given any type of YouTube advice.
Let's
This
go.
is-
That's how fucking brilliant I am.
This
And
is black privilege.
hey, I'm using all of it because I need it. So appreciate it.
So if you look at my thumbnails,
Uh-huh.
right? How many non super famous black people are on my thumbnails?
True. Well, I don't know how famous this dude was. It's cool though.
Not
You
very,
can't
but
really
he's
tell.
also but that he's
Why
also
do
like
real
covered in metal.
pro-capitalist ideas
metal
have
and
to
shit,
debate
and,
/ compete
you
with
know, in the
idealized
Matrix.
examples
You see,
of
it's not-
socialism /
There's no
communism
Besides
/
you,
non-super famous black
Marxism?
people besides me. And the only reason I'm there for some of these videos is because signaling, like, so you're not quite at a point where you've built up like a large audience that you have
Right.
to recapture with every video.
Mm-hmm.
But every video, your goal is to find new people,
Right.
which is another reason why politics is not it's not the easy grift that people say it is,
Right.
and it's
right.
another reason why
Disagree, but yeah.
doing dump content on other people is going to limit your reach, because if I don't know who Hassan Piker is, I'm not clicking on
Right.
a video with him on it. Now, thankfully, Hassan is huge and highly hated.
True.
Excuse me. So it works.
Right.
But you look at so I think maybe the one I just released a week or so ago with Kid and Play on it,
Mhm.
that's doing really well for me. That's a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Right. So, but that's also like a pretty well designed thumbnail.
Yeah. I
'Cause
would say
I
so.
sometimes can't tell what the fuck I'm doing.
I'm
but
ass at
like-
thumbnails, so.
Yeah, but like my anime video, I just turned that one back to me.
Mhm.
I had to try like 4 different thumbnails for that.
Mm.
And I put me on there because I think people just who are looking for political content saw the anime shit pop up
Mhm.
and didn't know it was me, so they didn't click it.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
But yeah, I still have to say, but like not enough people hate me.
I know. What the fuck? I thought more people hated you, but I guess not. It's fucking
If
annoying.
you really, yeah. I mean, because maybe I'm not smart to other people. Maybe other people think I'm really. They want to be on the planet I just created.
Maybe.
So you should take me off and even as much as I hate this, like I hate that you made a video with Dr. Umar in it, like so much.
just go
But if
him.
you want that video to be successful, you need to just put Dr. Umar in the video
In the thumbnail.
in the thumbnail. I guarantee you'll see an immediate spike,
Okay.
almost immediately.
I appreciate that.
But
Thank you, man.
now it's gonna be chuds.
Mm.
It's gonna work against your goals, so you might just want to, take the
L.
small win. It's not an L. It's a 3 out of 10. That's great. It's gonna outdo your subscriber count.
True.
You know,
Yeah.
So that's good enough. Because like your subscriber count and the people that are watching you now, right now, your channel, the algorithm sees your channel as an anti-SJW channel. Period.
Oh,
I know. I'm
oh.
sorry. It just does. There's no way that's not the
Yeah,
case. You
probably.
have made some anti-manosphere stuff,
True.
but like
That was before the success.
yeah, your biggest videos are all
Yeah,
um
anti
within
Hassan,
that anti
anti
right
woke.
anti
Yeah, yeah,
some.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like you're gonna hemorrhage those viewers, and you're gonna. But the good thing is you're so small now that you can relatively like I couldn't like if I tried to change my shit up, it would be the death of my channel,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
You
still
know,
in that
because I've got
transitional phase.
right where you could literally be like my first handful of videos were not all that political.
Sure.
The Bo Burnham video blew up, and I felt uncomfortable about being really successful without being political.
Mm.
And then after
Debate me
being
Sarutobi is
political
worse
for a while and
Hokage.
being successful, I wasn't comfortable with what that meant because I felt like it was a watering down of the
Who did
politics.
FD
So now I'm
romance in
back to
Mass
doing
Effect?
the shit I did earlier, just with a more political bend. But like, had I um not changed, had I not changed, I'd probably be bigger than I am now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But it's still possible. Is all I'm trying to get at.
I got you.
So it's up to you. But if you want more race realist debate,
Look, man, you and I both know you should be lucky. Oh man, the Nate one. That one was real tough. That one was tough. This one was nothing compared to that. But we're moving on, better days. But yeah, I hear you. I'm not trying to be the fucking poster child for the Fox News 2.0. Absolutely not.
good luck with that. And I'm saying this not just because I hate the guy, but because I know things. Be careful with Destiny.
Be careful with
Be careful
Destiny.
be careful with Destiny,
Okay.
because
I've
I
never spoken to
guarantee
him,
you,
but
I there's a good chance you will in the near future if you keep going, even if you don't become anti SJW.
sure.
There's a good chance you will in the near future.
Hmm.
Uh, aside from my political issues at Destiny, I recognize that he is a entertaining media figure and a skilled creator.
Hmm.
But he is a cannibal.
You said a cannibal?
He is a cannibal of channels.
Oh wow.
And so like you're don't become an orbiter. You'll talk
Oh,
to
sure,
Destiny,
sure.
get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
rub,
I hear
you know
you.
what I'm saying? But yeah, because some people they don't realize they become that till they do, and it's like, ugh, good luck with that.
I hear you on that, becoming like an orbiter of really anyone. I hear that you don't want to be like become a prisoner to that. I think,
Yeah.
in fairness to Destiny, though, I think he's they definitely distanced themselves from him, but he gave Vosh some kind of started his career. Hassan, he gave him a lot of clout, so I don't know. Maybe it has a little bit more to do with how the people
That was
handle it.
yeah,
But
that was a different era, right?
fair.
So that was a different era. Bosch's career has not like his Bosch and Destiny were kind of in an arms race, and he lost.
Who lost, Destiny or
And that
Vosh?
Bosch lost. Oh no, Bosch very
Okay.
clearly.
Yeah.
And you go look at Vosh's numbers, you go look at Destiny's numbers. Now Vosh didn't help himself with the Pedialyte shit and
Oh yeah. Recently, he
um,
got fucked up.
trying to be within this leftist sphere, but having pretty reactionary tendencies around race, etc. Like you can get away with that as a centrist or
Would
as
you
a
say
liberal.
that
You can't get
segregation
away
is
with that
natural
on
in certain
the air
aspects, like
quotes
how some
real
black
left.
people usually
Um,
socialize in a
But
barbershop
like
and some
also
white
to be
people
fair
do
to
so
them,
playing
Hassan looks
golf?
like a model and is very charismatic, and Vosh is very charismatic.
Sure.
Most of Destiny's orbiters know
No shade to
somewhat
them.
some shade, no shade, but somewhat just being real. They're not very they're not very talented.
Sure.
They're not really
ouch.
built for
That.
getting larger platforms.
Sure.
And the ones that could have larger platforms, the Destiny stink can be a not just I want to call it the stink.
Well, you definitely did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you want to call it then?
The basically like so Destiny has probably like I don't know 800,000 subscribers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But he has one of the most rabid fan bases.
Sure, yeah.
That fan base,
Very
like when you
intense.
become, they're intense, and they can build you up.
Sure, yeah.
that they can bring you into like prominence.
Sure, yeah.
But as soon as you get on Destiny's bad side, which is pretty much inevitable, like there's not a single person that hasn't except for ABBA, and I won't
Speak ill of
won't
him.
go further. I won't go further there.
Yeah, let's not.
It becomes kind of like then you end up a Destiny anti-hero. You become one of his rogues galleries.
I hear you. I don't know. I feel like there's a couple new ones now. You got like Erudite and Loner Box. I don't know. I feel like Loner Box maybe out of Falling before him. I don't know all the lore, but I think I understand what you're saying. But sorry, I cut you off.
Erudite and Loner Box could be bigger if they were more Loner Box. Well, Erudite probably in particular. Loner Box not so much. I don't think Loner Box is all that great.
Oh wow.
Erudite in particular could be bigger, I think, if she was less beholden to being a part of Destiny's crew. I think she could have built herself a bigger platform. She could have maybe popped in once or twice to get a buzz, but like you'll understand as you get like it's hard to see from certain perspectives.
Sure.
All I'm really getting at is I think you have this video that was talking shit about me that I didn't think was true and disagreed with. I watched most of it,
Some of it.
and enjoyed what I watched. I wasn't just watching it to say who's talking shit about me now. I was like, oh, this nigga's funny.
Thanks, man.
That was a funny cutaway joke. That is a funny delivery of a line. I see, the ridiculous cuts in the first like 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you did that to be funny, but I found it hilarious. Because it's like making fun of the YouTube meta. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But like if you have that going for you, do collaborate with people, do build with people.
Right.
But and do like when Destiny comes a calling, don't ever say don't mention me.
I'm sure
No.
I'm sure somehow he'll get a hold of this conversation.
He probably will. He probably will. But like, go on there and have your moment. But just
I hear you. Like, don't be an orbiter of. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't want to be anybody's.
You're better
orbiter.
than that.
Thank
You're
you.
better than that. You're better than the new Thomas Sowell figure.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I agree with you. I don't want to be anybody's orbiter. I like Destiny. I agree with them on a lot of things. I'm sure not everything. I know you guys have your beefs, but yeah, I'm not trying to be in anybody's fan club or orbiter. But teach their own. But yeah, I have a. I don't even want to be doing YouTube for that long. I want to like fucking make movies and shit like 10 years down the line. So I hear you. I got things I want to do. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. You've given me solid advice. Again, no C-word usage. I think this has actually been a really good conversation. I don't know how you feel about it, but I appreciate you for coming.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been here that long if it wasn't.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, man, I'm gonna let you go. I gotta wait for this Drake diss track so I can shit on it.
Whoo, I am ready. Okay, we're Team Kendrick or no? I saw you said you were unimpressed with the like that thing, and I was like, ugh, this fucking guy rolled my eyes.
I am the anti-academics.
Oh yeah, of course.
I hate Drake so much.
He's such a loot. Isn't he just a male bimbo? Isn't it just sad?
It's worse than that. It's worse than me. Himbos are charming.
I said bimbo. I don't. Is that what a himbo is?
Yeah, himbo is a male bimbo.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Got it.
Yeah, himbos are charming. Drake is. He's a loser that still won, and still acts like a loser even after he won. I literally made a video that says that.
You did, and I agreed with that.
It's pretty.
Actually,
it's awful.
I think I left a comment on that video. I said great video.
Oh, look at that.
I did. See, look at that. Black excellence. But
I don't believe in black
excellence. I know. So I said it. Yeah. We could talk about Drake all day. But yeah, is it coming out today?
I just saw that on Twitter before I came to check.
Shit. Okay, definitely gonna check.
There was an announcement that there is a song.
Oh shit.
Oh, what now it's saying? Now I'm looking. Academics confirms Drake is not dropping his Kendrick Lamar diss track tonight.
Lame.
All right. So.
Well, fuck it. I'm sure you have fatherly things to do, but I appreciate you for giving me and my white supremacist chat the time. Like I said, I've really enjoyed this conversation, and thank you. Thank you.
Indeed. I'm gonna come back to fight the chat next time.
Okay.
Well, hopefully by next time your chat would have had a bit of a cleansing. You've already lost a handful of you. Go look at your comments. Your comments are a mess on that video.
I feel like they're
Some guy
pretty
was-
solid.
Somebody was mad at you for deleting their comment and was like,
I
I
saw
see how
that.
it is here.
I saw that way late, and I was like, yeah, I didn't delete anything. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, it was interesting. Oh, Ruin, a shout out to Ruin Leon, who I know that's like you guys are like centrist, moderate.
Yeah,
Negro
React Negro.
React Negro, Negrat,
Negroes. Negroes. Oh, like young version?
No, I don't. It doesn't work there. The R being at the beginning of the word. Negreactions. That's awful. These are jokes I can't.
Yeah, I got
make
you.
with your audience right now. But Roy Leon said, "Like, ask you a question after."
Yeah, dude.
I popped up on him the other day too.
I know, you told me about it. Hilarious. If
You know,
are you in
not
here?
let-
Bro, you know how to get in the fucking Discord, Leon. I don't know why he's not in here. Let me see.
Who I romanced in Mass Effect? Liara. I was gonna name, if I had a daughter, my first child, I was gonna name her Asari because it's actually a Nigerian word.
I've never played Mass Effect. I've heard I would like it.
Oh, fucking shit! Now I got the shit on you.
Come on, man! Come on, man!
Now you're getting the coon video. It is the video that everybody thinks I made about Shark Zero. You're getting that.
Fuck! I don't have time. I can't redeem myself. Damn.
You missed the moment. Like now, Mass Effect is trash.
It is.
So
Oh shit. Okay, Leon's here. I'm gonna invite him in, and he can ask his question. All right. But please don't make the coon video about me. Please. Please. You've been invited, Leon. Alright. There we go. You're not muted, right? Alright. Here he is. He's in here.
Now, hello?
yo, what's up?
Alright, he can hear you.
First of all, it's pronounced react nigga. Like, I felt so offended just being called Negro. I'm like, come on, we
Well-
black. You can hit me with that. I ain't gonna run and be like, oh my God, I got called a Negro.
We have to make it. No, actually, no, you're right.
You know, it's crazy though. I somewhat agreed with what you were saying about the bonding thing, but that's not why I'm here. I really got two things I gotta ask you.
Are you
Number
in New
one-
Orleans?
Very much so.
Oh shit! I guess I wasn't. You know what? I just thought you were kind of playing up a bit of
No.
a performance thing on your because I feel like I heard it when I was
Hell
watching
no.
you. But no, that's Tulio. Like that's thick.
Since 1999.
Oh shit! My wife is from New Orleans. That's why I immediately caught that.
Born and raised.
genuine-
FD, you know
Boy,
what's
I'm
funny? He was surprised I could tell he was from New Orleans. He's like, you could tell I'm from. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker does. As soon as you say anything.
All right, bro.
How did you know?
Louisiana,
I was like, what the fuck?
Louisiana is perpetually at the bottom of the education. ranking.
Damn.
Whoa, you're wrong, but damn.
Not what I meant. But
Speaking of Louisiana,
God damn.
ever since I saw this, I'm like, I wonder if FD know about this shit. Do you know about the people in Baton Rouge who for 10 years have been trying to make their own city? And I think like after like a few days ago, they finally are able to do it.
No, I don't know about that. That's something they tried here in Atlanta, and that's something white people are trying like nationwide.
I'm glad you said white people, because I got the stance that if you have the ability to do it, even if it take 10 years, I feel like anybody who really feels that way, like we tired of things in this city, we tired of things being mishandled. I feel like no matter if you white, black, Asian, if you have the resources to go through that for 10 years, I say do it. But I've seen a few people try to make it about white supremacy, and maybe that could play a part in it.
It's completely a part in it, but
If you want to make an all-white city,
But my thing is, I would be okay with it
the fuck?
if any group of people did it. Like if you tired of
so I'm not okay.
legislation, I would be cool with it.
I'm not.
I'm not okay with it for no group of people. And ironically,
I
this
agree.
actually just happened in Atlanta with a black city.
It's
The
un-American.
city itself in Atlanta is a city where, like, literally. So I went to HBCU, and so all the black excellences are in that city. Like all the
All the black
niggas with
excellence
little
dropped
money.
out.
Yeah, no, not dropped out. They
No,
they
I'm telling you,
legit
they
black
did, though.
excellence. Oh, No. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was referring
yes.
to
No,
myself.
No,
It was a joke. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would say that's true black excellence. That they said we're not sharing our resources with these niggas on the other side of the Camp Creek, which is the city like near the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Um, excuse me. And so they basically created their own city, and they redistricted to make it so the best schools in that area only their kids can go to, and the kids from lower income apartments and areas they have to go to a different school to kind of create their own black excellence enclave. Now there's a ugly part of me that I'm still trying to destroy that likes the idea of a little mini Wakanda in Atlanta, which is already like called Wakanda. But the conscious part of me recognizes that what you're doing is creating like severe wealth disparity, which is only going to lead to these niggas on the other side of Camp Creek Parkway running up in their side of town and breaking into their shit in the next couple of years. You know what I'm saying? So and then also it tends not to actually work that well because most of these little like pocket sundown town types, because Atlanta's very unique in that we have enough black folks with money to do bullshit like that.
Sure.
You
know I'm in Atlanta, right?
No, I didn't know you were in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
Did you just say you were in California?
I'm from California, but I've been here for like a year.
Oh man, what brought you here? There's a lot of black people here. Why would you come here?
I know,
That's
right?
crazy.
It was a deterrent, trust me. But no.
Yeah.
That was a joke for
appreciate
FD's
you-
fans. But
I
my
appreciate
family.
you leaning into it.
Yeah, you know, I
Oh,
try.
you got family here?
Yeah, huh?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. You so like, yeah. How did you end up making that to that nigga?
Come on, man. Hassan Piker sucks, bro. Fuck that guy. I'm sorry.
True.
And I guarantee you, if you showed most black people Hassan, they'd be like, fuck that guy. So I'm still with the people.
So I get you overall. I get you.
Thank
But
you.
to finish, what the fuck was I? Oh, I just think that's some bullshit. That's only going to lead to greater disparity economically, racially, etc. And then it's not going to work because they're going to have to pay out their asses for police, for public transportation, for public works. Like they're still going
These
to eat
fucking schools.
for the school, so they're still going to be getting. And that's kind of what makes it fucked up. They're gonna have to pay like a premium to get the same resources they had before, and then they're just gonna hoard that shit for their own people, and it's gonna end up like most of the time people never really get around to doing it because they don't have the infrastructure to make it even work. They've been trying it in North. You probably what side of town you live on? Mo?
Whoa. We're not going to say all that, but the nice side.
I'm sorry.
Like
The north side, like North Atlanta, like Sandy Springs ish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they've been trying that like up there for like you know this, you've seen it, right?
Bro, I don't
keep trying
fucking
to
know
make-
what's going on in this city. I'm just here for a little bit, and then I'm
Damn
out.
it, come on.
I'm out. I'm going to Asia. I told you this. Bali, where we at?
That's what's up. Well, they've tried that multiple times up there, but they won't let them do it because they're gonna still have to pay for like when people from Atlanta go up there to rob them because they took all the nice shit. They're gonna have to call Atlanta police to come make a police report so they can get their insurance money so they can get their shit again so they can get robbed again. I have very little sympathy for them as a person who's been robbed before.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So I understand. on
Wait,
principle-
you been robbed?
Hell yeah. Like, why do I think it's because it's, I'm not going to say it's anti-black, but I'm going to say,
You strike
it's-
me as somebody who would not allow himself to be robbed.
What does that mean?
nigga, who allows himself to
What
be
does that
robbed?
mean?
Like a motherfucker come up on you, you gonna have them running and crying.
No,
Bro,
nigga,
this dude is
you
not
just
tough.
drop on you.
Oh,
Dude, talking about Tekken and
okay.
shit. He's soft.
I'm not a, well, hey.
I'm just kidding.
Let's not go too far. I'm an intellectual.
I'm kidding.
I'm not a thug.
Yeah,
I
we
look
are.
the part, and you know what I'm saying. So
Don't we all?
It happens, bro.
kind of, but not Kamal.
I've
Right.
never been robbed. I'm too smart for that. No offense.
Yeah, well, nah,
I don't go outside.
Okay, there you go. That's different.
You could be robbed in your house.
No, I
They
That's
got people
also
who break
true.
in.
What do I know?
But no, you got to be kind of dumb to get robbed. You can get your house burglarized,
True.
but
That's true.
only people doing dumb shit and or illegal shit will get robbed in their house.
Oh,
That
actually,
is usually
I have been wrong. My
Rare
bad.
FDW for playing Mass Effect and romancing Liara.
Oh,
You
look at
might be
that! You got
alright
some. You got
after
some
all.
W's, FD. Look at you turning it around.
For getting robbed?
No. No, for playing Mass Effect. For playing Mass Effect.
Oh. I'm about to
And
say, your
romancing
chat has
Liara.
reached a new low. FD looks like he sells nickel bags of Reggie to high schoolers.
Wow, boy, come on, bro. You're not helping me beat the coon allegations with that.
Leave.
No, that's
See
just
that-
friendly banter. They do that to me too. They don't say racial shit, but they say they say everybody in here looks like everybody. They say Leon looks like he does. Tell him, Leon, have my back.
You on your own, partner, because he kind of do look like he be the one to go to for some weed.
Wow.
You look like you don't sell weed in black neighborhoods though.
Who, me?
Because I'm looking.
Perfect.
Yeah. As I'm looking at, Kamal, as I'm looking at this lineup, because I see you.
You talking about me?
Like I see. Yes.
You're gonna go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead,
looking
say
at the side.
Say it.
No.
Say
The side is solid. Like what you got going on the side.
We'll go full camera.
That's that.
Go ahead, please.
That front.
Look.
It's the front though.
Look,
Man, really ain't got no beard.
look, fuckers. Leon, I don't want to hear you say shit about a motherfucking haircut. All right, first off, fuck
You
you.
can say whatever you want about me. I got a beard. Don't worry about nothing.
He got more beard than me. Like, if you look like
Definitely
if I
has more
turn
beard than
side-
me. I still look like I'm in high school, but I'm trying to get it together. I'm still doing better than my dad and grandpa, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm killing it.
You have the makings of a. If you're when the last time you got a haircut?
It's been a minute. I'm
if
a
you-
little raggedy right now, but give me. I'm gonna get it cut before the next shoot. I can be bummy. I'm in my house.
No. We all agreed you got to look presentable at all times.
No,
Kamal.
look. This is the difference. This is the difference, motherfucker. I can hear it and be like, I don't want to. I'm at Target with the bonnet on. Shut the fuck up, Monique. But I don't get triggered by it. But you explained it, and I get it, so we're good, I guess. Still a little soy, but it's
you
fine.
have the makings of a top tier hairline going on there.
I
Like,
don't though. My hairline's been at a 6. Period. Like best case.
Turn to the side. Turn to the side. Turn your head to the right or your left. I don't know what the fuck direction you're looking at. Other side well, that's good enough. Yeah, dude, man, you know how many niggas would kill for a profile hairline
Oh my
situation?
god, thank you. That's the
You
nicest
just-
thing anyone's ever said about
You
my
just
hairline.
you
Thank
just got to get that Black Power Ranger forehead situation. You got to just push that back. You got good enough of a strong enough hairline. Push that back like a millimeter, and you gonna be
Millimeter
it's
is
gonna,
crazy.
And like yeah, for a millimeter, and that's gonna be super solid. You got a black girlfriend come on.
I'm not dating anybody right now, but I
I
have
can
dated
tell
a
from that
lot of
hairline.
black women. I've dated a lot of black women. Fuck you. Look.
Good night.
No. I want to say I can tell from your hairline. That's why I'm here now. I can tell from your
Oh
hairline that
my
you date black
god!
women.
Look! Black women don't even give a fuck about this shit. That's a myth. They don't care.
That is
that's
They
That's
care.
wild,
They
bro.
care more, but this is fine to them. They don't give a fuck about this.
Oh yeah, this is fine. No, what I'm saying is compared to if you look like I don't know.
Leon.
It's so crazy because I can't even think of like I've been making this joke for fucking 3 years now,
Leon.
and it's
Fit.
blanking.
Fresh and fit.
Childish Gambino, fresh and fit, fucking shit, fresh and fit. Like if you had their hairline,
Mhm.
and like
Logical
fit,
bald.
fits like weird
Toupee, whatever the fuck that shit is on his head.
thing.
I just have
like,
to rock the bald.
Yeah, he just rock the ball. Like he's only doing that because he's attracted to non-black women. But if he's black, then he just shave that shit and just be clean. But he's also like a weirdo.
I
So
feel
that's
like
more of a
he's
conversation.
I think it has more to do with the fact that he is a fucking psychopath. It probably has a little bit more to do with that. But yeah, I don't know.
Quite possible.
His
This
whole
is- see,
shit
this
is
is-
fucked up.
This is the blackest energy you've had on your channel all like year, isn't it?
No.
Oh, speaking of
Maybe.
black,
Leon, keep it a buck. Is this the black?
Fuck
energy
you,
you've had
Leon.
on
You're a
your channel?
sellout.
I've been watching Kamal for a while now.
Go ahead.
This might be one of I ain't gonna say
One
it's
of.
the blackest he's been.
Thank you. One of is fair.
Cause he
Your
had,
chat-
he'd had some casual conversations.
Okay, cool. That's dope. You see,
But I'm-
vibes.
Not a coon.
I'm glad you brought up black because my second question is more of a request. I need you to watch something from me.
Oh
Like,
no, I already know what he's gonna say. He's not gonna watch it.
I need
Oh,
I
God,
need
what
that
is-
perspective on the Good Times animated reboot.
Oh nah, I'm good.
What do you
I
mean?
saw the
Like,
preview.
Like,
I heard there's a baby that sells crack. I'm
yeah.
not watching it.
No,
I have-
no. Technically, it's baby powder.
He sells and does crack. Come on, FD.
I have
Give him his credit.
I have only so little time in my life. Like right now, I'm gonna go upstairs and my wife is gonna be annoyed that I've been talking down here for 2 hours. I am not going to like take time out of the blessed life that I've built for myself in the last
I
couple
told
of
you
years
you're not gonna watch it.
to watch the Good Times reboot. Or, you know what? That may be a side. I may as a side channel project.
See,
It would make a great
'Cause I
video
That'll be an easy.
because
like,
we watched the
$200.
first episode. Holy fuck, it's worse than the trailer.
it was the
that'll be
greatest
good.
cinematic masterpiece, and
That
I don't
shit
know
was-
how long.
That was a hate crime. That is an active hate crime on Netflix for everybody to see, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Steph Curry.
That- Steph Curry.
Steph
What
Curry
is he-
produced it. His company,
He's
at
one
least.
of.
He need his ass beat.
You know
I'm
who
not-
else
I'm not-
produced that Black TV show? Seth MacFarlane.
I know Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah,
He's
him
a
too.
habitual line stepper. That's
Well, he
that's the white liberals who be talking.
he crossed the fuck out that line.
Yeah, so I'm a roll. Kamal, don't talk to no other black people on my side of the internet, or they're gonna come for you. All right, I got to get the stink off you.
Wow, look, man,
I'm
look.
just saying, because if they come for you like they did Shark, I'm gonna just be quiet like when they was going at Shark.
Look, I'm not expecting FD
crazy.
to have my back. If any of you, the motherfuckers on your side of the fence, come for me, I will light them the fuck up. Let them try.
No, or
Or
it could be peaceful, and
Like
and
this.
like this,
like it is right
could
now.
Be like,
I'm
yo,
just saying, I'm not gonna strike first.
I know, but I'm just saying, just don't put no smoke signals. Don't put no more no more smoke signals out
For the black people.
for the black left community.
You're the only one.
'Cause
Who
they-
else is there that I would go after?
But I'm the biggest one, and so somebody's gonna like. I saw I saw this because I was searching for my name around this Kendrick Lamar and Drake shit.
Carmel looks like he
and
has
then
the
somebody
makings of
tweeted
being a
me
proper prep student.
and this video, and I'm like, this nigga got me next to Umar. This nigga got me fucked
How did
up.
you feel when you first saw that? Because I know I would be offended.
This weirdly, and this is like the horrors I spoke about earlier. You get depersonalized. You get used to seeing yourself apart from who you actually are. Like I've seen my face pop up in so many weird and grotesque ways over the last couple of years. It's
used
not
to it.
whatever. And H Glowy, I'm not threatening Kamal.
He's a
I'm
troll.
actually no. I'm
I
I'm
know.
fixing what I didn't do properly with Kidology. Right?
Mm.
With Kidology, there was maybe an opportunity to massage a relationship where it's not that I want you to become a radical leftist. I just want you to I want to have an olive branch and a connection so that as you do your thing, there's communication and mutual respect and a little bit of love and appreciation.
And you know what?
How,
I'm telling you, you got that for me.
right.
I've been totally
However-
honest. We've been honest with each other. I think this conversation has been great. Yeah, I got no issues.
I that's dope. However, I know
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I know I got shooters.
Sure.
I know I got shooters. And I know Hassan has shooters.
Yeah.
Hassan got worse shooters than me.
Sure.
Hassan got Destiny level shooters.
Sure.
But like them you can ignore. Like that doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
But once the stink is on you within the black space, then it becomes hard to get that off. It's not fair, but it does exist. And so I don't want that to happen. If it ever happens, it won't be because of me. And I don't think it'll happen because I think like there's been a bunch of people that have tried to take shots at me in the last year, and I've basically told everybody behind the scenes, please don't respond to nobody on my behalf because like it's literally a waste of time.
Sure.
You're the only one I've talked to, and I know this is probably coming off like super like when Destiny watches this, he's gonna like call you a cuck and say I'm being super smug and shit. But I'm just saying this as a way to build a bridge and like hoping that there's opportunity for me to come back and have more conversations.
No, definitely. Yeah. I think this was productive. I don't think you're over here trying. Look, I mean, obviously, we have different ideologies, and if we have a conversation on stream or whatever, like, you're going to try to get your viewpoint across. I have no issues with that. I'm not trying to gatekeep information or anything like that, as long as there's like mutual respect and all that shit. And I think that's there. And honestly, like, this is what I hope for everybody I make a video about. But I just know, like, it's not going to happen. But
Most people are definitely more sensitive to that because of all the things I talked about before. Yeah, because of shit I talk. Wait till y'all get big platforms, and once niggas can make money off shitting on you, it's a different game.
I already got my first exposed video.
Yeah, see, wait till it's large enough for that to follow you in the streets.
Yeah.
Wait till you feel like you got to carry a gun.
Oof. That's why I'm moving to Asia. See, I'm ahead of you motherfuckers. You guys gotta get like me.
Now, see, if it get to that point, niggas is weird. Like,
Niggas,
you can have all these
already.
disagreements.
Yeah,
though.
true. I'm
it is true.
Leon, niggas is weird already. Like, and I've had bare minimum weird interactions with people. But like, and maybe it's just me because I'm not a thug or whatever, and I'm not trying to be fighting with niggas in the street. But like, knowing I'm being perceived the way that I am, makes me get jumpy. I was getting tacos. I never forget this shit because this is when it settled in that I was fake famous. Because it's like I get recognized, but I ain't got no fucking celebrity money, right? So like, I'm getting tacos. I'm waiting for my tacos, and I'm with my
tacos
wife.
from?
I ain't telling you that shit because I don't want niggas to know where I be. Just understand it was good tacos.
Got this shit from Taco Bell,
right? And so like, I'm sitting with my wife too, right? And I got my back to the door. This dude comes in, and he sits down, and don't know waiter to talk to him, or he does something, and then he sits down and he keeps looking at me, and I'm like, yo, why is this nigga looking at me? I don't know this dude. And I'm with my wife, and she's got her back turned, and I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah, you don't want to freak her out.
Right, I don't want to freak out. And he keeps looking at me, so eventually I tap her, and I'm like, yo, like, don't look. But this dude keeps on staring at us. I don't know what the situation is.
Yeah.
I'll just be paying attention, right? He gets up eventually and grabs a bag like for Uber Eats. So I'm like, oh, this nigga just getting Uber Eats.
Yeah.
But then he comes over to us and he stops. He's like, yo, I'm a big fan. I'm like, nigga.
Now look, obviously you made that story up to make yourself look cool, but I get the sentiment. I'm kidding, but yeah.
I wish I was making it up. So like, I'm just telling you, niggas is weird. This shit is weird. Celebrity is weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put nobody's business out. I'm just saying other motherfuckers got it worse than me. A lot of these leftists, they may be leftists, but they not liberal, so they carry. So
okay, it's probably smart. I mean, shit, especially if you're on the internet.
Like, it's a weird situation. So anyway, let me get out of here. It's literally 12 o'clock. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Damn, it is. I appreciate you, man. Take it easy.
Indeed.
Peace.